get ready for the only podcast proven to control tartar and fight gingivitis. Nobody likes onions.
Everybody, welcome to a Friday night. The fourth unplanned show of the week. We just keep doing so many unplanned shows that why would we even fire up a planned show? I do have my dog Brad in the room with me. She's never in here, and she's looking at me like, why are you yelling? Because I'm such a weird, cuck with my dog, you know, like, I talk to my dog like this. I love my dog. Who's a good Brad? So she is definitely confused. I found myself watching a Chad Zumock video, and apparently I missed out today. I got in a Twitter thread with Aaron Imholte from the Steel Toe Morning Joe. And did Chad Zumock just win this whole thing? Did Chad Zumock just come from behind and win this whole thing? Wow. Is Aaron Imholte a bad man? Is that the lesson to take away from today? Is Aaron Imholte a bad guy? It seems to not even be disputed that he cheated on his wife when she was pregnant. That doesn't, in my book, make you an irredeemable man. Why is my TV doing that? We may have to get a whole new studio and get this whole thing redone, huh? Let's do a chat check. We got Irma Ruiz checking in from Texas. We got Donnie Dongleton. Ratha Butch, of course. Illusory Commission. I don't know. That sounds like a made-up organization. Somebody's making fun of my microphone. Somebody's clipped this and sent it to Camel Toe. You wore the sticker just to make the haters hate. You're right, and you can get your own sticker over at nobodylikesonions.com/store. Head over there now. Pick yourself up something nice, okay? I promise you these hoodies, best hoodies by any podcast ever. They're so comfy. You're going to love them. They're $60. I know a podcast that charges $30 for hoodies. Great. Order one of those and see how the sandpaper abrases your skin. We sell nice things. NobodyLikesOnions.com/store. That'll be the plug. Join the overdose. Donate in the chat. Also become a member. We're doing more and more exclusive members-only streams. And membership is only at $1.99 here on the channel. So join and get access to every live stream. Clearly, we're doing quite a bit. So I'd appreciate it if you support the channel. And regardless, hit subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell, hit the thumbs down. I don't give a shit. Chad won. Oh boy. Edwin San Juan is here. Get a life, you guys. You know, what are you, me? So, you know, earlier this week, Steel Toe said that he was disappointed that I got into this so late, that it was pretty much over. They'd already defeated Chad. Now that I'm kind of catching up, and I've watched nowhere near all of the material on Steel Toe and Chad and the fight. I don't know. We might have made a mistake here. Maybe Aaron Imholte is not the guy he's presenting himself to be. My initial impression was this guy's a professional. My initial impression was this guy's a little cornball, wacky morning radio guy. And by the way, he is, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I thought he was good. I thought he was okay. He's doing a topical morning show. He seems to be succeeding at that. I don't know how big the built-in audience that came over from the actual radio was with him. But regardless of whether Aaron Imholte has done any wrongdoing, and I'm not talking about morality stuff, cheating on his wife, all that. Like, hey, man, that's your life. But regardless of anything Aaron's done and Steel Toe Morning Show has done, Chad's insane. I didn't do anything to Chad. I didn't proclaim a side, and I certainly am not a Kumi guy. I don't watch those shows. I'm not in those worlds. And he just called me a Kumi, a cuck, and blocked me. Just a guy I know. We worked together once. So that's where we're at with Chad and me. Salute, drink up, have a nice night. I mean, I'm not drinking, but so apparently a month and a half ago, Zumock got Steel Toe to say, like, we're washing our hands of Chad, we're done with Chad. And then Steel Toe walked away and then started again. And now Chad's seems to have gotten the upper hand again. And from an outsider's point of view, from a guy, just from a guy looking from the outside in, I don't know what's happening. Can I say this? I feel like both of these guys are complete fucking insane, sensitive babies. Now, again, you tell me if I'm wrong. But here's what it seems like happens. Now, no doubt, I mean, this isn't something Steel Toe Morning Show discovered. Chad Zumock is very sensitive. He's very concerned with what people think about him. He name drops. He humble brags. He brags, and he triple brags. He'll have you know he was popular in high school. He'll have you know that he used to do radio, how much he used to make, all this kind of stuff. Like, he never shuts up about it. He's very, very, I'm not even going to say vain. He's very concerned with vanity. He's very concerned with impressions and how he's perceived by others. And unfortunately, from a guy who worked with him and thought he was funny on stage, that the weekend I work with him anyway, from what I saw, when I watch all these shows and I watch all these clips of him, I find very rare instances of him being funny. And the reason for that seems to be he's in his own way, mentally and emotionally. He shakes, he purses his lips, he, sweats, he yells, he changes the subject when anybody he doesn't like is receiving praise. It's all the insane, narcissistic, megalomaniac traits of an insane guy who can't stand to be thought of as less than by anyone. It's an insane frame to have for a guy who lives and works on the internet. He seems all right at first, but he's boring as hell. Who, Steel Toe? Earl Skakel's here. If you burn your toast, do you yell fucking zumac? No. I don't know what that means. So, Steel Toe has 50 fucking videos, clips ripping this, and they've no doubt received a lot of attention from the Kumia universe, the Kumiverse, and the Misery Loves Comedy guys, Bob Levy, who are these podcast guys. I'm going to brag that I'm in the chat with Earl Snakes. Great. So, they got a lot of attention from bashing Zumock. They went hard. They dug up court stuff. And this is all publicly available stuff, and it's stuff radio guys do all the time. And it's stuff that, by the way, his own friends and crew have done. Made fun of the court video with him, the wallet stealing stuff, the car crash. All this stuff is out on Reddit. It's out on Misery Loves Comedy. It's out on Kumia. Everyone, this is in the ether. So, Steel Toe just brings it up and goes over it. And I guess, I don't know if it's just the general insecurity of a guy who's getting more views and getting more hits and is an all around look. I don't know when Chad was on the radio if he had the chops and stuff, but he sits there and doesn't offer a lot on the shows I've seen. Like, I'm just telling you what I've seen. If you got a video of Chad slaying it in radio, please send it to me. But I have no doubt that Steel Toe guy can do radio and talk and feel. And look, it might not be everybody's thing. Again, I find a lot of it very corny. He's got all the bad ticks of a guy that's been caned by a program manager, from needing to fill time constantly to constantly rotate topics to being afraid the audience is going to leave. Like, he's got all the earmarks of an abused, trafficked man. But that doesn't mean he's talentless. It doesn't mean he's not doing well. And it doesn't mean he can't be successful and make money at this. The more I watch and read, and now I'm turned on to this Steel Toe boring show, Reddit. So I guess Chad this round has found out that Steel Toe's ex-wife, Ashley, is going to be releasing a book. Now, Ashley is a sensitive topic around the Steel Toe household, from what I understand. But apparently it's a banned word in his chat. He won't let anybody type the word Ashley, because one time somebody did, and April ran off in tears and called in from outside, refusing to come back on air, talking about, Ashley hates her and it's very sensitive. She can't even see the name on the screen without getting triggered. And look, if all that's true, I've watched them, and I didn't fall into the trap of calling them a hole or commenting on her physical appearance or any of these dumb, I don't go after his hairline and stupid shit like that. But if she's that weak, I don't know. I don't know if you guys were just in the protected bubble of the FCC and doing safe radio stuff, but I kind of alluded to this on the show last night. What, have you guys never been on the internet before? Like, these guys are going to go, these guys were Stern guys, and this is a guy who's trying to impress a bunch of Stern guys. So these guys will go wherever they sense a weakness. They have probed you. And now they know your ex-wife, Ashley, is a sensitive topic for you, and your kids are a sensitive topic for you, especially since your ex-wife is writing books about how you did her dirty and how to raise a blended family after a tragedy like that. So, like it or not, these are all realities of your existence and your life and choices you've made, and what it just simply is what is. And you're going to have to deal with that. you've shown now twice, apparently, that this is your Achilles heel. This is something you don't want out there. You don't want people to comment on. And you're trying to have the best of both worlds where you do this edgy show like your heroes, Opie and Anthony, this Jocktober, almost everybody is saying like you're trying to copy Red Bar. And look, I haven't seen Red Bar in forever, but if that's what they're doing now, if he has his wife on there now and they're sitting there tearing people apart, I got to tell you, that's a bad path. Because a lot of these guys, a lot of comedy guys and radio guys, I just got to tell you, like, you're a narcissist and you're broken people. Like, just odds are. So, like, the relationship stuff is going to fall apart. And then what do? You're Keith and the girl at that point. But let's say, that's none of my business. You pick whoever you want for an on-air partner. But now you've got all this personal intertwined stuff that plays into the radio show dynamic. And you'll see, we're going to play the clip from their show this morning that Chad went over, and boy, was he boasting and giddy and happy. And, it's sad to me that Chad's called me a Kumi his cock and thrown me away because he can't imagine somebody just wanting to decide for themselves what's going on. And while this doesn't change anything about my opinion of Chad, he's a little emotional and reactive for my taste. I find both sides in this radio war, or whatever you want to call it, being little bitches. Chad's reacting, and all this is about them teasing Chad about things that everybody already teases Chad about. Like, who cares? They think you're not funny. They think you suck. They think you're coping. They think you scramble and are needy and are panicking and need to be part of stuff, and you're lashing out. But like, they're just watching you do all that. They're playing clips of it. They're bringing attention to your brand, and you're insane about it. You're overreacting. On the other side of the coin, Aaron Imholte loves to act like he's this fucking tough guy who can't take. He says it like he taunts Chad. I've seen the videos where he's like, if you can't take it, we're going to destroy you. We're going to crush you. We're going to do all this stuff. It's like, that's a lot of fucking pounding on your chest, Caesar. So all that's fine, and it was very, very funny, and you got all your clips out of it. But now he brings up your kids and your ex-wife once. I guess Chad went on Misery Loves Comedy and said he's been talking to Aaron's ex-wife and that they were going to get her to come on the show and promote her new book. And that was all it took for Aaron to tap out and go, hey, look, you're going to bring kids and ex-wives into this. We're washing our hands and walking away from this. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Number 8, I'm telling you how this all plays out right now. And again, we're going to get into the videos and do a little diving, but I tell you how this all plays out right now. Aaron's getting complete, Chad's doing victory laps and people are clapping for Chad Zumock right now because he pretty much has Steel Toe tapping out on camera. Him and his wife, so uncomfortable, so bothered. I don't know how you don't mark it up as a win for Chad Zumock. It really, really, really is. However, it doesn't make Chad Zumock not crazy. And apparently it was all a bluff, Maybe Imholt doesn't talk to his ex-wife, and so he doesn't even know that Chad was probably bluffing. He's not talking to Ashley, Imholt's ex-wife. They're not having her on the show. But it scared the fuck out of Imholt. Earlier, the Wednesday, he was on there with Corey Adam talking mad shit about Chad while they were going over my show. Friday, him and his wife opened the show with this mea culpa, like, we never meant for it to be like this. This is too far. These guys don't know how to play ball. What? It's very, 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 very weird. So not only are you getting reamed out right now and being given an L by both your fans tracking this conflict because you're tapping out, and all of Chad's fans and all the MLC fans and Kumi guys, they're going like, holy shit, give it up for the Mud Shark. Give it up for Chad. Because this is a W for him. It just is. Not only that, you will be back talking about him next week. Everyone already knows the thing you don't want them to know. You fucked around. This is all alleged, but you fucked around on your wife while she was pregnant. You hooked up with a new, I don't know if April's a girl, but it's sounding more and more like it from how emotional April is about the whole situation, that she was the woman. And now, like, your family's not talking to you, and your ex isn't talking to you, and your kids are going to grow older and shall get on the internet and see all this stuff. And you want this edgy radio career where you go after people and don't expect them to bring up your shit. It's like him bringing up you cheating. You cheating is like you bringing up his stealing wallets and stuff. It's embarrassing shit, dog. So not only do you get this L in the column now for bitching out like this, but you will still have to be engaged in this. Chad's not going to let up. He's fixated. And you will still talk about him because now there's nothing to lose. Like, it's already out. So what was this all for? That's what I'm saying. The funniest thing I've seen lately was Chad by himself making fun of Steel Toe and WATP. Supposedly they were on Twitch before and got kicked off and wasn't on the show until they started YouTube less than a year ago. So she's new to the show. If she's new to the show and that sensitive, it's not going to last. And by the way, it's going to strain their relationship. Like, I'm just telling you, I've had girlfriends come on shows. It doesn't go well. It's not good. Women can't read, women who aren't used to it and in that world and desiring of all that attention, it'll break you. It'll break you. It'll break men. I mean, look at Chad. He's losing it. But women especially, look, you got way more chemicals running through your whole system. You know, your neuro, biological, spinal, menstrual system. I believe that's a technical term. Chad is in defense mode right now. Why is that? How is he in defense mode? I feel like he's full on attacking and the other one's running away. So we watched yesterday. This is Chad Zumock's 52-minute, that's a marathon for a solo Chad show. Victory lap this morning. The YouTube countdown. We love it. Sounds great, Chad. Yikes. Yeah, what was that about, Imholt? What is this whole sketch where you ripped your shirt? I watched a gif of him ripping his shirt where he couldn't rip his shirt for like 10 minutes. It took him to rip his shirt off. Whew. Are you playing this from an old cassette that got stripped out and you had to wind it up with a pencil? Hey, give us a like, will you? There's 26 of you watching. We only got 10 likes. We could really use your like. God, he loves recycling this image. He's so proud of this. This will never come off his hard drive. Mud Shark Army. All right, see, this is a madman.
I own you. You're my bitch. My bitch. Woo! Woo! Victory Friday, everybody. What's going on? Emergency episode of Kumi as Cox. I wake up some of the greatest news. Fantastic news. I took down a piece of shit. A guy
Yeah, he blocked me for nothing. Like, go look. It's insane.
For 2.5 months before I even acknowledged who he was publicly. A guy who was so persistent, so consistent, determined to get on my radar. Making it personal. Digging up internet trash, fake allegations. Fake
a lot of people are hitting the like button and they're getting a $5 instant deposit.
Report,
so I did set that up. I wasn't going to mention it, but go ahead and hit the like and see.
Making videos. Piling on. Relentlessly.
His hat doesn't even have a sticker, dog.
Nonstop. I come back. Knock him on his ass. What does he do? We're wiping our hands with this guy. We're moving on. We're moving on. We're to the next subject. He doesn't know how to do this back and forth.
By the way, we do that with people all the time on this program. Like, it is time to just move on sometimes. But you can't do it the minute he drops a thing. I mean, look, no one's doubting the reason that Steel Toe did this. He says it. He's like, you bring my daughter into this, or you bring my ex-wife into this, you bring my kids into this. Whoa, 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 whoa. It's like, your kids are going to watch the show one day. And look, there's enough of it out on the internet already. I don't know what you're trying to keep from your kids or your ex-wife. Everyone knows you cheated on her, allegedly. So, I don't know what we're trying to cover up still. You might as well own it and be badass. You know what I mean? You might as well be Diaz Mackey walking around going, I should have the bitch. You know what I mean? We ain't moving till Toe is 100% off the internet. Oh, we are giving out 10 for dislikes too. Thanks. So, when you pretend to be hard and want to play with all the guys, who the fuck do you think you're playing with? It's like Bob Levy and Kevin Brennan and Kumia. Not only do these guys, some of them have a lot of money, some of them are Kevin Brennan, but these guys don't give any fucks. They come from a different world. You're 35, 36 years old, Steel Toe. Like, these guys don't care that you're recording. They'll crack your goddamn pimp's heart. Chad seems dangerously unhinged. Oh, he's crazy. We just put up Chad's mixtape. Go check it out on our channel. It's called Chad Zumock, Unhinged, the mixtape. And if you find Chad's rants unwatchable, you'll love them when they're set to hardcore instrumental rap beats. It's great. It's the banger of the summer. You're going to want it on your iPod and your Zunes. So download it today.
And then Opie jumps in, points out Steel Toe, folded like a cheap tent, looked like a bitch. He's a big Opie and Anthony fan. He was embarrassed. So Camel Toe backpedaling, tries to jump back into it. After he said, I'm done with Chad, we're moving on. Right? He goes on MLC, bombs. And then from there, I'm watching this guy fucking bomb. And I go, Levy, send me the link. I jump in the chat, send me the link. Put me on with this fuck. Put me on. I want to go toe-to-toe with this dude. And he's like, no, I don't want that. No. I'm moving on. And then he starts clapping back again, making the videos.
See, but this is what's good. All the time while Steel Toe was picking Chad apart, his confidence was gone. You could see it. Whether you want to admit it or not, overall, when you look at the war, like this battle, this is the end of it. No, it's not. I guarantee you Steel Toe will still talk shit. And, I don't know, maybe April won't allow it. Maybe April won't allow it. From what I understand, he's not allowed to talk about his ex-wife on the show, and he's not allowed to talk about his kids on the show. April doesn't like that stuff. His family, they don't like her, I guess. And it's weird because, up until now, I didn't see it. She came across to me as a lighthearted co-host who wasn't letting all the comments and shit talking to bother her. But apparently she's just like the rest of them and gets completely fluttered by this. Now, again, I don't think she's like a typical hole on a radio. I've been enjoying the show. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not, now that this stuff's coming out, or it may turn out that he's, just a cornball. But I've been enjoying it. All the stuff against Chad was great. And when that was happening to Chad, Chad's confidence was shattered. And Chad couldn't fight back effectively. He would run away when they would go live and come find him. He would lose his shit on other programs when anybody praised Steel Toe. But now that he's got the upper hand, he's bowing up a little bit. He's got some confidence. This is good. This is the Chad I want to see. This is fun, and now he can be funny. But I know if they ever come back and get him on the ropes again, he'll melt down and become unfunny. It's very, very, very weird. April looks scared today. She did. That opening to that show is very cringe. I bet Zumock wrote X's on basketball card players he didn't like. Did you see Steel Toe on Shuley Network today? He backed down from Bob Levy. No. I don't know what the Shuley program is. Again, I can't, all those shows are the same. How do you guys watch them? They're awful. It's just all these guys talking about all these guys all the time. It's like, ugh. Get a hobby. You know what I mean? I agree this new Chad is blowing up. Yeah, man, we need to see him confident like this. I like this. He can be funny and he can be good when he's got a little wind in his sails. You know what I mean? But for months it's been depressed, defeated Chad. So when you really balance it, is Chad the winner in all this? Because for months they ripped him apart and showed all Chad's flaws. We're seeing one flaw of Steel Toe in April, but are we seeing, how many flaws have we seen of Chad's? So it's going to take a lot more to like balance the scales as far as I'm concerned with this.
Taking his digs. His new wife, April, she retreats for a little bit. She was real freaked out by me. Real freaked out. And then she starts coming back at me.
So apparently Chad sent a bunch of threatening emails or crazy emails to April. Does anybody know if those exist publicly? Sorry, I am just wading into this stuff. But does anybody know if those emails exist on Reddit, or did Steel Toe ever put them out? Because I don't like this thing either where people go like, there's a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes you don't really know about. It's like, well, if he sent threatening emails to April, post them up. When Butch Bradley started threatening me, I just screenshotted it all and posted it up immediately. And now it's like, well, if something happens. So I'd love to know if that's the case.
Taking the shot, saying I'm a loser, I'm poor, I'm homeless. Just, really comedy. He always says, we're doing comedy over here. Are you? Are you really doing comedy, Aaron? Are you?
I mean, again, imagine a comic for a 20-year comic getting upset because someone said they're a loser or poor or homeless. Like, people say that about me all the time. It's like, I go, okay. You don't get to play both sides where you're like, oh, that's comedy. It's like, well, if it's not true, what do you, like, it's either comedy or a documentary. Which is it? So, like, I don't know. If somebody called me homeless, I just don't know how mad I would get about that since I'm not homeless. So, like, what does that mean? Chad is being fed. No direct contact as far as I know. What do you mean Chad is being fed? They censor their chat big time. They have tons of mods. Chad is being fed. Oh, yeah, got it. Fat joke.
Because we're about to play some clips, and I want to know where the comedy is. This you're always saying, well, we were having some fun, and we were doing comedy. We do comedy. I don't see much comedy. I've yet to laugh at you at anything you've done. Your comedy.
This is another one of those things, like, I've never heard of you. I've never laughed. It's like, well, if you've never laughed, I guess it's not comedy then. What are these dumb straw man arguments people do? I've never laughed. You sure it's comedy? It's like, yeah, I didn't know you were the arbiter.
And he's like, oh, he's going after kids. He's doxing kids. Where? What did I ever say about the kids except Ashley LaRue's a great mother who provides for her family? What did I ever say bad about the kids?
So this is the other thing, too, when I say, like, both of these guys look like little bitches. It's like Chad's melting down because people are just calling him a loser or homeless. Like, he's losing his shit. Again, like, that's not the sign of a well-tempered man. And as far as I know, all Chad's done is be like, I'm going to get your ex-wife on my show, and she's got a book coming out. Remember, April, those aren't your kids. It's like, these are very basic bitch taunts, and you can tell he's 100% just probing at emotional shit. To get to Steel Toe, he went after April. I'm going to joke your bitch. I'm going to do this. April, run to me. You'll be with me. Like all this weird, crazy, psycho fantasy, he's going to traffic his wife and all this nut stuff. The next step is kids. The next step is I'm going to talk to your ex-wife because she knows all the dirt. It's like, this is all desperate flailing around, and then you flinched. Peeps are doing his dirty work. You got to be more thorough when you type sentences in the chat because you're delayed. And when you go, Peeps are doing his dirty work, I don't know what you're talking about or what that's in response to. Sorry, I know you're trying to help and stuff, but I'm lost when you go like, he was cleared. I don't know what that means. A part of Chad's probation was sobriety. He also steals credit cards. He was cleared of that, apparently. So he allegedly stole credit cards. But like, it's like Chad being mad every time that comes up. It's like everyone already knows. Who cares? You're going to burn calories worrying about that coming up every time. It's going to come up a lot because people bring it up because it bothers you. Clearly. He wishes. Oh, fuck. All right. Let's continue because we haven't even started the steel hole thing. Steel hole? Holy shit.
I said, those are her kids, April. I said, she's the mother of those kids. She has
Steel hole morning
show.
Show.
You're the mother. She gave childbirth to those children. Those are her kids. That's all I said. That's a fact.
Yeah, I mean, if that's all Zumock saying and Steel Toe's tapping out, if he's just like saying, hey, your kids aren't her kids. Like, these are very basic, soft things. And on one side, you got one guy going like, hey, man, this is what you get. He's acting like he's doing something tough, which he isn't. And on the other side, you got Steel Toe going like, you went too far, which he didn't. This is all soft, basic shit. I don't have kids, but if you were like, hey, your kids deserve better, I'd go like, probably, Who cares what Chad Zumock thinks about my children? What's wrong with everybody? When did we all start caring so much what a guy thought? Have you been on the internet, and do you want to continue being on the internet? We can't have April running away and crying every time someone thinks she's dumb or ugly or a hole. Or this is going to happen. It's just called being on the net, on the web, on Prodigy.net. I mean, it's insane. It's so nuts for Chad to be like, hey, man, you open this door. It's what you get. It's like, this is nothing, you pussy. This is nothing. You talked about my children. This is what I get. I hope you have another bullet in the chamber. And on the other hand, you have Steel Toe going like, too far, bro. We thought this would be fun. I didn't know you were going to just say the word children. Like, you're all acting like pussies, for real.
You going to take it to court, Aaron, when I said that? You're going to manipulate the audience like you've been doing? Lying? That's all you do is lie. You lie. So, me saying...
Yeah, this is 100%
those
right.
aren't your kids, April. Those are Ashley...
Aaron mentioned that his ex is vindictive and brings up his own ex. So by talking shit about her, you opened the door and showed your enemies that there's an in. There's somebody there they can maybe talk to get some dirt on you. And by the way, you know, when you cheat on an ex or when you do something dirty and you have people in your past that hate you, you have a trail of breadcrumbs people might be able to follow to find some. And by the way, you know, who cares? It will come out or it won't, and there's really nothing you can do. You trembling and looking like a pussy that it might come out or will come out or whatever, it's not gonna be good. It's not gonna be good. Geez, I don't know the last time I got drunk and crashed critically injured a girlfriend everyone brings up when I drink and drive. Did he drink and drive and injure a girlfriend? I'm not familiar with that story. Don't let April mention family issues online either because it only comes back to bite you. Yeah, I imagine she's in chat rooms running her mouth. I don't know, man.
Children that she gave birth to, where she has full custody, how's that doxing your kids?
Like, Chad just keeps repeating this, and if that's what's annoying him, this is nothing. She gave birth to him, not your kids. Sorry, man, not your kids. Like, this is nothing. But it's apparently annoying the fuck out of Aaron.
Me promoting her book, which you can get right now, which I have.
So he's just promoting his ex-wife's book and it's driving him crazy? Like, who cares?
Well, it's coming. Love Until Forever. This is how she copes with her divorce. She had to leave you because you cheated on her while she was pregnant.
Damn, cold.
So she writes these children's books trying to inspire children. Suitable for ages 3 and 8.
April discussed their family issues in the chat. Wow. Dude crashed into sober Chad. Oh, okay.
This guy's a bully. This guy's a piece of shit. I've said it from time and time again. He's a snake oil salesman. And by all means, everybody, go tell Aaron I'm talking about. I would love for him to jump in this chat because he needs to hear this. I know he says he's out of the Kevin Brennan, Chad Zumock business, but tell him I'm trashing him. I want everyone to know.
Hey, can people who are friends with Chad Zumock, he's blocked me and doesn't like me anymore, but people who are friends with him, tell him to turn his mic down. He overmodulates and clips on everything he does. Knock it off.
Triple down. We're going to see if you're out of the business, pal. I want you guys to torment this guy. He is the next Stuttering John. This guy's a bitch.
Steel Toe talks in circles over and over. Well, that's what happens when you come from radio.
Alan Cox.
You know.
Fucking Pat Nos.
You got to understand these radio guys come from an environment where they have a new audience every 13 minutes. People get in the car, listen on the way to the store, and get out, and they're done listening. So it's always roll calls, roll topics, keep everything short, keep everybody engaged, keep it going, don't spend too much time on anything, don't bore people. Roll topics. I think you are all toes. Who, me? Steelfoot, you talk about my dad, my lover, my mentor. Watch yourself, cuck Ron. What is happening? April was saying she gave his ex-wife all these chances and his ex-wife just shits on her. Don't air your dirty laundry. Yeah, that's madness. That's insane to put out there in public. What are you doing?
Walled. You name it. I've done it. This guy is the biggest bitch out of all of them. Just folded. Again. And then he tries to manipulate his audience and control the narrative. I'm going after his. He's taking it too far. Am I? Am I taking it too far? When you came at me unprovoked for 2 months, I didn't even know who the fuck you were, dude. You made me learn your name. I didn't want to know it. I tried hard. I'd see videos. I wouldn't click onto the videos. I'd be like, I don't want to know. I don't want to know this guy. And finally, I just had enough, man. You were so relentless. Tagging my tweets, quoting my tweets, coming at me, calling me a bitch. Who's the bitch now? Who's the bitch now? We're going to play this. We're going to play this. Oh, excuse me. Let me put up my banner. There we go.
Great stuff, Chad. He's so proud of it.
Go ahead and play this audio from this morning.
Hey, again, there's
the new stuff.
twice
He's
as many
always
people in
trying to
here who
jump on
likes.
that.
Hit the thumbs up. Hit the
Carl.
thumbs down.
Everybody should be going out.
Thumbs up if you're
He's
with
the
Chad.
biggest cuck.
Thumbs
I thought
down
Carl
if you're with
was.
Aaron. Let me know.
This guy's the biggest kumia cuck. This guy is the biggest bitch out of all of them. Okay, let's just play this audio because I saw it this morning. Someone sent everybody. By the way, thank you so much to Steve.
Camel
Everybody-
toe is a compliment. He missed on that one. He also he overuses every insult.
Credit where credit's due.
He overuses everything.
You guys have been
He's
fantastic.
so proud of that Photoshop picture with his Patreon on their foreheads. He uses it in Twitter 3 times a day. It's like, we get it, Chad. You made a thing.
Let's just check this out.
He makes a joke so rarely that he has to constantly use it. It's like, Chad, a real comic throws away material and comes up with new stuff.
That is totally.
Hey, bitch tits and Mega Mind. We get it.
Let's go to Steel Toe. First of all, this is how he started out his show. He's supposed to be a morning show. I would like to know who's in their car.
5 nights in a house with this man I
They're in
spent.
Minnesota. They're scraping the windows. They're scraping the ice off the windows. They have to warm up their car. They get in the car, put on the radio. Well, I don't think he's not on the radio. I guess they put on YouTube while they're driving to work, and they got to start their morning off with this guy.
I was on the phone with Earl Skakel one night while Chad was drunk in the bathroom, crashing around. I swear to God, I thought he broke the toilet. I heard porcelain breaking and crashing. Bottles were everywhere, and the lid of the toilet was off. The shower curtain and rod had fallen down. I don't know if he fell into the shower. Like, it was madness. And that was like a nightly event. And then, like, at the end of the week, I go in the bathroom. I shouldn't be saying all this. There's literally like, 6. We were there 5 days. There's like 6 full bottles of like 750 ml, 1,000 ml bottles of vodka or whiskey or whatever. Like, the dude was drinking. I mean, it was rough. And I have a lot of video of Chad performing from that weekend that I shall dig up one of these days. I want to be friends with Chad, though. I'm not trying to shit talk him. Like, look, both of my parents were alcoholics. It's a rough one to shake. If you are a true alcoholic, and I believe he might be, but that doesn't mean he's like a despicable human and is beyond redemption. I'm a fan of Chad. I like Chad. But I do think he handles things wrong. And again, like, hey, if you guys are friends with him or in his chat, tell him unblock Patrick. This has been a big misunderstanding.
Never mind. He's always talking about how he's hilarious. He does comedy. He's an entertainer. But let's just see how funny this guy is. I want to see where the hilarity is. So let's get into it. Sorry, guys. I had it on the wrong window here. We're pulling it up right now. Here we go. All right. Steel Toe Morning Show. Here we go. This is going to be great, guys. Enjoy it.
Does he really not have a car?
Right.
Did he lose his license and that's why he rides his bike everywhere? Have you ever met a reasonable drunk? Check your timeliness. That might be when he drove and maimed his girlfriend at the time. It was October. It was the beginning of October, middle of October, 2021. So like a year and a half, almost a year and a half ago.
Good morning, Minnesota.
All these guys overmodulate, huh?
And welcome to
What's
the
up,
Steel Toe
Aaron, April.
Somebody send me some info.
How are we gonna start the
You
show?
have to be a member to post links in the chat. But somebody who's coughed up the $1.99 could post a link. I'd love to look at that.
Welcome, everyone. We got a fun
Because
show.
maimed, yikes.
From my basement. My kids are with my ex-wife. I have no custody during the week. He says we're going to have a fun show. Let's see how fun this show is.
You know, broadcasting from your basement is not an insult. The insult used to be your mom's basement. I'm pretty sure Steel Toe's an adult man with a house. So, like, even if he is, let's say, broadcasting from his basement, that's a great place for a studio. Like, this isn't an insult. This is what I mean by, like, Chad comes across as like a very basic bitch guy when he does this stuff. Were you broadcasting from your basement? It's like, yes. It's a great room for a big open space with sound dampening. It's like, these are dumb. Oh, God, I hate dumb insults. But look at April's energy. This isn't great.
Out of the gate.
For you today, and isn't that the whole point of doing this?
Yeah.
To have a little fun.
I'm having a fucking blast.
So she's usually engaged and stuff. She's acting like she's got a lot of homework to do and notes to take. She starts writing in a minute. She's ignoring the crowd because Aaron's told her, I got a little thing to do up top. I know you don't like me to mention my ex-wife, but today I got to do it. And she's like, just leave me out of it. I'll try to. You'll see her, pushing her lips together and being upset. She's not happy. This is uncomfortable.
I'm going to have his ex-wife on my show. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, these guys are uncomfortable. These guys are very uncomfortable. So I'm new to Steel Toe. This is my first time seeing any of this stuff. He wants me to come on next Wednesday. He's like, you got to come on with Corey and hash it out. It's like, I don't know about that now. This seems crazy, man. You don't get to be radio push everybody around guy and then cuck out like this is bad. And I was a fan of Steel Toe.
Yeah. Is that a problem? She's a public figure. She has a new book out. We're promoting the book, bitch. What about you? You're always bragging about this. Are your listeners? Promote the fucking book.
There's nothing wrong with April's forehead. You guys are crazy. You're letting Chad plant seeds in your mind.
April.
That's not a thing.
She hates this ex-wife because everybody in Aaron's family hates April. Everybody. The father. Aaron just admitted, we're going to go over the video on Sunday for Kumia's Cucks, that he hasn't spoken to his parents in 2 years because he married April. No one likes her. Nobody wants her in the family. Everyone hates her, including the ex-wife that he cheated on, and rightfully so. If those were my kids, I gave birth to those kids, you don't just come in here and say they're your kids, April. They're not. That's all I've been...
I think that insult is like the old school radio thing when Howard Stern and Ari Shaffir had a thing. Ari's a stone cold loser, but was right about that one. Yeah, I mean, that was insane. Howard Stern is so out of touch, it's insane.
Insane.
I mean, here's a little something to start off with.
All right.
Yesterday.
You like the goatee Aaron's trying to grow in, and it's just, he can't do it. He's like a little boy. He wants to look like Stone Cold.
Yeah, what's with that? Like somebody said he should have facial hair and he just showed up the next day with facial hair? He didn't have facial hair Wednesday. What happened?
I reach out and, to anybody who wants to clip this and throw this up on Twitter or whatever, that would be lovely.
Same here. You do it with mine, guys. If you want to clip mine and put it up on Twitter, that would be lovely.
I see that insufferable bastards Carlos Danger is here. He's good with this kind of stuff. I'm not going to tell people what they can and can't listen to.
I am. Don't listen to this guy. And if you do, don't give him money. Don't give him any money. Make him go get a job. Make him earn his fucking money. Begging like a bitch. He failed in broadcasting. So you can listen, but don't give him money. That's what I'm going to say. That's the message.
What happened with Steel Toe? So Steel Toe's on Kumia's network now? Is that a real thing? Yeah, I've said it before. I don't know who runs Kumia's network now or whatever, but like, holy shit, are they out of it? It's like, my set and show shouldn't look better than yours. You're a millionaire with employees. This is all I built all this with my hands. On my own, I do this show. You're a millionaire, and every camera is blurry and fuzzy, and the color's not dialed in, and it doesn't match the background. The lighting's not right. You're green screening? What's going on? It must be so fucking uncomfortable in that room. Imagine just sitting in this room at this desk with a green psych around you. Cool vibe. We're just surrounded by glowing, garish green. Dope. It's like, how does no one know how to do this? And by the way, I know I've done it longer than everyone. Sorry, I just have. But, you've seen other shows, right? It's like in 2020, there's no excuse for Steel Toe going, step one, let's get down to Kinko's and print a banner. It's like, what? What? And I still wouldn't be rocking it in 2023 for goddamn sure. Pandemic? Okay, get a banner. Afterwards, maybe we should rub two nickels together and build a set. Like, fucking hell, man. Howard is definitely out of touch. He's an old guy, and what happens? Yeah, like his life's ruined now because of COVID, too. Like he won't go outside or shake a hand. Steel Toe for a showcase or something. Kumia is done. Rip Compound. Kumia is a big fan of Steel Toe. Yeah, of course. Look, Steel Toe's talented. Like, he is talented. Like him or not, there is some talent there. There's a smugness, and now the smugness is amplified because of this. Like, this is crazy. Everyone any good? All left Compound. Yeah, I mean, nobody good was ever there. Keeping a wacko like Gino, I don't get that. It's probably cheap. All right, let's keep watching it because it gets. April is checked out. She's so upset. I liked April. Where's my mouse? Fuck. All right.
Just going to tell people what I can and can't listen to. And when Misery Loves Company basically becomes the Steel Toe obsession show, I'm sorry for accomplishing very, very little at 36, but as much as Kevin and Chad have at 36, that it took them into their 60s to do.
Aaron, I know you lie.
Yeah, Kevin's had quite a career.
You're trying. When Kevin Brennan was 36, he was on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah, that's a good point.
When I was 36, I was making well over $100,000, owning my own condo.
Oh no, Chad.
In Cleveland, health insurance, free cars.
Okay, see, this is the kind of stuff that makes Chad sound insane. What kind of person brags about a $100K job with free cars and it? By the way, the job had insurance. Like, yeah, most jobs have insurance. This guy, what's going on? What's going on? You ruined it. You're trying to lump yourself in with Kevin Brennan's career. That's not. Come on. Somebody says he must have been behind the scenes at SNL, not on it. He's bragging about insurance because he doesn't have any now. It's like, yeah, it's a weird thing to be like, I used to own a house and have a car and insurance and a job, $100K. It's like, okay. I mean, when I was 25, I owned a house. So what does any of that mean? Do you own one now? Do you have any money now? And I don't. So hit that like button. Give me all your money. Nom, 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 nom.
You're doing a YouTube show from your basement begging for money with child support of $800.
Again, the basement stuff. It's like, it's so basic.
your salary isn't good enough and you're on your second wife. So that's a fact. And please tell me when this comedy's coming.
Dude, I'm really sorry for whatever psychosis I've caused in those two.
And this will be unpopular. Look, guys, I'm in the middle. I'm in the middle, and I'll be unbiased about both of it. There's more comedy on Steel Toe than there is on Misery Loves Comedy when I tune in. Don't get me wrong. Bob Levy and Kevin Brennan are funnier than Steel Toe. And like when they have zingers, they are great. And when it's funny, it's great. But most of MLC and Miserable Men and, all these Foursquare podcasts is what I call them because it's just the same four guys in corners. They're just like so fucking meta and discussing each other that it usually just doesn't go anywhere. And it's very monotonous. Yeah, I was kind of like off on Bob Levy, but the more clips I watch, like he's fucking funny. He is funny. And look, whether or not I think he's like the funniest person now doesn't mean I don't respect his career and obviously like what he's done. Gino has untreated ADHD for sure. If you only make $100K, you better not have 3 car notes. Kevin worked with Norm. Oh, so that's why Gino acts like he's on speed constantly. Probs, maybe.
Because I always thought my whole career that when you watched someone's performance and made fun of it, that was kind of like fun.
April's so checked out of this. She's not even,
I'm having a blast.
Six String Man says you broke Kevin.
If you've ever watched the show, April usually stares straight ahead. She can do anything but today. She can't look straight ahead.
Brain when you took the compound offer. Maybe, but isn't that sad? Like that would not, like Kevin's had a show on Compound. Never bothered me.
Well, no, we know you're a tremendous no talent, and it's your evidence that network's falling apart and going downhill. You're just complete evidence. No one's brain's broken. We're making fun of you because you think it's a big deal, and it's not. We're making fun of it because you cucked it up to Kumia and A-Rock so much, and we're making fun of you. That's all we're doing. We're having some fun.
No.
Like never affected me in the least. Never.
Wait, it never bothered you that you weren't the one on comp?
Kevin's broken as fuck, but I find him very, very funny. He's really funny.
Nobody from the woods should just shut the fuck up. You don't belong here.
He
honey.
loves
Get the
saying
fuck
she's
outta
from the
here.
woods.
Exit stage right. Give childbirth like a real woman.
What's crazy is he constantly harps on them for being from Minneapolis or from Minnesota. It's like, what do you guys know? You're from Minnesota. This poor girl just lived out in the woods. It's like, you're from Cleveland. You're from Cleveland. It's like, I don't know if you remember what it's like there, but it's like a lot of woods. And no offense, but Ohio is kind of like the fucking, it's literally the mirror image of Minnesota just on the other side of the goddamn river. So like, Ohio's like a podunk shithole. Minnesota's like a podunk shithole. Oh, Minneapolis is a big city. Oh, okay. So is Columbus. Cleveland ain't huge. You got the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, a landing strip by a fucking river, and a black comedy club and a white comedy club. You heard? And around that, a whole bunch of fucking woods. And simple fucking, blue-collar workers and shit. The same as Minnesota. So what is this insult? I imagine morning radio plays as much of a part in Cleveland as it does in fucking Minneapolis, St. Cloud. Oh, God, we delude ourselves, man. Can everybody just stop trying to look cool and be so self-important? Just stand in what you are. Like, it's fine. Just be you and be the best at. I can't be Chad, and I can't be Aaron. That'd be crazy. I hate to say Chad makes sense when you're drowning, you grab onto anything that seems afloat. Minneapolis is a lot nicer than Cleveland. Yeah, you're not wrong. Don't let Drew Carey hear you say that. Am I right, everybody?
Never bothered me. And you know me, I love a good back and forth. I've had them forever. But at some point, just having the back and forth with someone, I think gives them a victory.
That's exactly what's happening right now. And guess what? You started all of this. All of it. You're responsible for everything that's going on. You're the one who crashes comedian sets. You're the one who goes after women and body shames.
He's looking over at her for help. She's not. And again, she's writing something. Like, what are you writing? Do a little show prep.
Them. You're the one who cheated on your wife. You do all of this. You're the one who brings your current wife into this world, puts her on camera. You're the one who does all of it. All of it.
I watched some show. This made me throw up in my mouth a little bit. And again, he was doing one show where he said that after the show, he was going to take April and hollow her out like a canoe. I don't know how to say this, but everyone will know what I mean. You don't have the look of a guy who can say that or pull that off. I have no doubt she thinks you're the sexiest man alive and you really give it to her great. That's crazy to bring up on your show. We all think you're fucking her. She's your wife. So, you don't need to tell us that after the show you're going to hollow your girl out like a canoe. You're in your 30s, right? Like, what the fuck? I literally almost gagged. I thought I misheard. Maybe I misheard it, which will be comforting. But Jesus, man, how are you expecting all these savage fans to not treat her like a fucking object when you treat her like, Ron Swanson doing woodworking? Jesus Christ, man. That's a savage thing to say about your wife to a group of internet trolls. But you guys are new to the internet. You'll learn. I mean, these guys are going to take everything you ever say. They'll chronicle it like an almanac on Reddit. Oh, people saying they heard it. Ouch. He ain't taking her to Pound Town. No, he's hollowing her out like a canoe.
Started all of it. I warned you. I said, don't do this, dude. I told you to back off. And you wouldn't listen. And now, watch what happens.
That not going back and forth with gives you, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they don't deserve your attention.
I don't think they deserve the attention of a show that actually puts together a show, that does a show, that doesn't go on and whine and bitch. And also...
So, can we go on a little tangent here? Because, he attacked me the other day. I didn't want to have any fucking beef with Steel Toe. I kind of was digging watching all the stuff. This all dropped today. But the awareness on this guy is showing itself. Or I should say the lack of awareness on this guy is showing itself. Because I'm in here doing a vape pen with legal marijuana. I'm not drinking tonight, but on some nights I'm just pounding whiskeys in here. Running the whole show on my own, no co-host. I mean, I know I don't talk enough and fill enough silence gaps for old Radio Pro over here. But on Wednesday morning, he started a show 2 hours after I finished a show. I finished at 4 a.m. and he began at 6 a.m. Someone emailed him the show, and 30 minutes into his broadcast on Wednesday, he pulls up my 4.5-hour show and just starts playing it on his show, skipping to random parts. Now, that show happened to be bonus content that was unplanned And we were just kind of combing through steel toe videos, watching it together, much as we're doing tonight. No plan. But he had the gall to pull that up, unplanned and unprogrammed, on his show, use my unplanned and unprogrammed content, and then complain about the pacing of it and say, this isn't how you do a show. You got to do prep. You got to plan. Act like you've been here before. This is so unprofessional. Meanwhile, again, we're 30 minutes into his planned, programmed, pro-daily show. I don't know a lot of programmed daily shows that pull up 5-hour videos 30 minutes in because they're scrambling for something to do. And the next night, I happened to do the same thing where I went until his broadcast time. I actually did a show until his 6 a.m. time. And as soon as I went off, my chat went over to his room, and I went downstairs and got a little something to eat and sat back and put it up on the old TV to watch the old Aaron Imholte show. And these guys started their show Thursday going, I don't know what to do. What do we do? Let's find it. Let's find Thursday's show. I want you to see how they started their show. They were like, we don't have any plan. Does anybody have anything to do? Send in some videos you want us to look at. It's like, and here's Friday's show where you're going, we do a planned show over here. We have all this stuff. It's like, well, again, this that you're talking about happened hours before you went on the air. So now you're talking about something that wasn't planned again. The day before you started the show, not knowing what to talk about, asking your chat, what should we do? What should we do? You and April hemming and hawing about what to start about and what to talk about. And then Wednesday, you were doing the same thing. So it's like, when does this planned pro show with segments occur? Because I'm confused. I do both over here. You know, last night we did a show with some planned stuff. This is an unplanned show. This is all impromptu. I don't know where we're going. So I don't like this flex because it's fake as fuck. We can go back through 1 million of your goddamn videos, and I guarantee you, just bottomless times of you combing through, searching for something to talk about. I'm going to search it right now. We'll go steel toe morning show. We'll go to your page. Where was your show from yesterday? This was today. This was yesterday. Let's see how this show started. By the way, we stole your graphics. We got your graphics. You see these graphics, guys? Aaron's usually very structured. Let's see what the chat's saying about this stuff. Hold on. Aaron said that, yuck. When someone shoots someone in the forehead point blank, they call it canoeing. Maybe he'll kill her. We'll tell Chad he's a shitty comedian. Leave it to us. Anyone else hear how Aaron mimics Anthony Kumia's cadence and tone? I don't know enough about what Kumia sounds like right now. The richest guy in the history of the U.S. lived in Cleveland, not Minnesota. Wow, Minnesota-Cleveland fight. Conspiracy theory. Kumia has hired Toe to talk about things that Count Kumia wants to be talked about. Yeah, but he's shutting up. Everyone loves a super long intro. Why did a girl who looks like April agree to marry a guy who looks like Aaron, who already has 3 kids, whom he walked out on? Maybe because she had a dead-end job in a factory at the time. Yeah, but like, okay, well, women do that every day. What's your point? April might be using him. You guys are like, she's a victim. How did he kidnap her? She might be using him. She might start a YouTube channel when she leaves him. What do we know? Guys, zoom out. Stop having such an opinion on one side or the other. It's funny how talented Patrick is, but he still finds the time to punch down on these retards. I don't know about all that. No, but you guys are saying Aaron usually is very structured. I'm telling you, 3 times this week I've watched him berate people for not having their show together, and watch what, again, every time I tune in, this guy's talking about something that just happened. So I get it that at the end of the show he rushes and covers what Don Lemon did. I know he has topics. I'm just saying, for a guy who brags about being structured, 30 minutes in, he's combing through a 5-hour video going, this sucks, and spends an hour on it. Steel Toe just follows the news headlines. Yeah, I get it. It's a morning show. I do get it. Hit the like button, by the way, if you're watching us. We deserve it. God damn it, we deserve it, okay? Let me get to the crux of this. This is the beginning of the structured show on a Thursday. They're in the swing. They do not do a crowd cheering. Look at these graphics. Yeah.
Good morning and welcome to the Steel.
You're listening to the Toe.
Question for you, and I will start the show when somebody answers it properly. It can be April.
Listen to that ring. Listen to that noise.
Matter. Also, ahead of time, sorry if anything goes fucky internet-wise. I don't know. There's warnings that the weather is screwing everything up.
Oh, the weather outside.
And whoever gets it right first, then we can start the show.
Why does she always spend 6 minutes putting her headphones on?
Probably really cold and sleepy and not going to work.
All right, first person to get it right. Then we're going to start the show. How is everyone doing today? Okay, let's try it this way. How is everyone feeling today?
Their feel. I think they're very feel.
I'm feel. I'm very, very feel.
You have to be very, very feel for the Steel Toe show.
Moments into the show, you're playing your second round of applause for yourself and shoehorning in sound effects. We haven't even put one in here today. Am I right?
That's what she said.
Today, very exciting. Citizen M. Look, I'll make a ruling on that right now, guys. We're having a fun show.
She's still fixing her hair. What's going on?
I'm taking a page out of Gino's playbook, which is a terrible idea. But I'm taking a page out of Gino's playbook, and today, you know what we're gonna do?
Clam radio?
No, we're not gonna do clam radio. That's not what we're going to do. I'm gonna take a page out of Gino's playbook. The reason we beat all these people is because we have a good time, we have fun. So I don't want to talk about anything gay and ugly and attention whory and anyone trying to chase clout off this show. Howard Stern once said this about his enemies: let them die. I think that's the way to go.
It's good advice.
Let them die, as Howard would say. Yes, Andre says not only he answers it even more right than I could have. He's not.
Let's double time it.
What is he?
He is feel. He is very, very feel.
Oh.
I'm feel. I'm very, very feel.
Exactly. All right, guys. They're saying Cali is going to freeze. Are you guys getting a blizzard too?
Yes, they're actually in a blizzard warning.
Oh, shit.
The whole country's fucked up.
Tom says, Aaron, my grandmother's beard grows faster than yours. And she's
April
probably
doesn't seem into the show.
They told me there would be days like this. I think I'm going to make it. I think I'm going to keep it going. But days like today are really difficult.
Why?
It just feels itchy. It feels smothery.
Shave it then.
It feels... Well, that's a bullshit attitude. Just give up.
Why?
Oh, slightly...
Dude, if I had like an itchy, heavy face, I'd do it too.
I'm mildly uncomfortable, so I'm just going to throw in the towel. No, that's gay.
No, this is yesterday. He's talking about Chad, I think, because yesterday was the book release, and Chad was talking about hyping up Ashley's book, his ex-wife's book. So he knew this was all coming, the coat piece today. But I just want to give you an idea of how this guy starts his show. He says he runs a very tight show. We're 5 minutes in, and we haven't gotten to a topic. You know,
I'm gonna keep it going for at least another day, and I think this is gonna get better. I think it's gonna change. It's gonna be something else. Because right now it's kind of wiry hair, stubble thing, and I think it's gonna improve. I think it's gonna get better.
It actually hurts to kiss you now. Because I get stabbed every time I go
See,
in.
now that's not a productive. See, now that I have to take that information and I have to now put that into the database, and that definitely leans me more towards cutting it off. If
Maybe you should like condition it or something.
What the hell? What? Where? Who? Condition? It's a beard.
Get one of them gay beard kits.
I don't want a gay beard kit. That's another sign of giving up. But as like a person,
I think my dad has one.
I don't need to know that. I like your dad.
They kiss.
Oh yeah, I own a 45. I'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then you go, oh yeah, I use it. I just put it in my mouth every day and just think about it. I'm like, well, that's now we have a problem.
It's kind of like he has a Mr. Beer kit that I bought.
These guys are kissing.
It's not used.
Yeah, I have bad news for you. If he's had it for a long time, how long has he had this beard kit?
I just said since like
Oh,
2001.
it's the same one? Yeah, he hasn't touched it.
Oh, the Mr. Beer kit. I would say he has all these things. He doesn't use them.
The beard kit. How old is the beard kit? Is it
I don't
2000?
know.
Because if it's more than a couple years old, he ain't using it. He's just keeping it there for
I
people.
feel like most men do that. They keep things up on the shelves for appearances, to be like, I take care of myself. But
So I don't know how long this is going to stay. I've been shaving around it and I've been shaving under it, but I don't know. It's because it feels. I don't know how it looks, but it feels very puby.
I feel like to have pubic hair, it's got to be curly, kind of.
Yeah,
Weird.
It's fuzzy. Maybe I'm not cut out
fuck
for
it
it.
then.
Who knows? I don't know. We'll check it out. We'll see. Citizen M says, I understand that for today's show, but I'm already halfway through my chat is bad. Well, that's fine. I can't stop other people from doing stuff. As a matter of fact, given the size of that channel, that's probably who we should leave it to anyway. Just let the smaller channels feast on the carcass, as it were. Are you growing a Jack Murphy beard? No, we're not. No. I don't need. Look, man, Jack Murphy beards. I mean, just the meme of it drove Eliza Blue and Tim Pool insane. So don't put that evil on me.
Who's this Jack Murphy?
Oh boy.
Never mind.
Isn't that the question?
I don't know.
Jack Murphy was a guy, and he would do some shit. And I think he was on Tim Pool's show at one point. And it came out that he was like into being cucked.
Again, where's your tight show? Now you're going off on a Jack Murphy tangent. You're going to explain the whole Sydney Watson Blaze thing? This doesn't seem tight.
And he like had a weird sexual past. He was into a lot of freaky, weird gay shit.
Mm-hmm.
And when people exposed it, instead of laughing it off like you should with the internet and going, we all have a past, am I right? He would like flip the fuck out at people and scream at him and yell at him. And then
When he exposed it, instead of just being like, we all have a past. But that's exactly what's happening to Steel Toe now. People are like, what about the cheating? What about your ex-wife? What about like your kid? No. We're washing our hands of that. We're moving on. It's like, okay. Chad might be winning.
What's he doing right now? He's whining and bitching. And he's always talking about how hilarious he is and how great his show is. But why do we have more viewers? Why do we make more money? I'm just curious, Aaron.
I don't know if that's
really
true.
Back things up with any facts. It's just all smoke and mirrors and manipulation.
Chad doesn't back any of this up with facts either. It's not like he's putting up a spreadsheet of what they make. Can we somebody go to Social Blade for Misery Loves Comedy and Steel Toe Morning Show and see who's getting more views and making more money? Somebody can do that. Who knows how to do it? I don't want to spend time.
doing it because you didn't save for retirement at 63. That's another sad part.
I'll get yelled at
any
at
rate-
Aaron by not being
We have
prepared.
investments. We have. I own land. We're fucking around. We're having fun.
I didn't get into this to be the Kevin Brennan retirement plan. I certainly didn't get into it to be
This is all manipulation. He's trying to own the situation. He's such a narcissist, an egomaniac for sure. But watch where he goes.
the Chad Zumock Welfare Fund.
Yeah.
I also heard he was crying on his stream yesterday. Yikes.
Go watch it. I'm laughing. I
I don't think he's laughing or crying. He's doing like a fake crying thing. MLC gets a lot of donations and has a decent Patreon, 930. Okay. Yeah, but is it $1 or is it $3? Like, I encourage people here, join the Overdose, nobodylikesonions.com/overdose, or join the channel here, $1.99 membership, get you access to all of our live shows. But, like Chad has a $1 membership. So when he's like, I'm winning 160 memberships, it's like, you can buy Subway sandwiches for 10 people. It's like, what are we doing?
Oh my goodness, you're such a fucking idiot.
Sorry.
I was pretending like it was Sally Struthers when I was raising money for your ex-wife's book. Go watch it. He's such a fucking manipulator, you fucking snake oil salesman.
That's a bad look. But
He's such
I think what they've done is gone to a level of scumbag that I'm not comfortable going to.
Oh,
I can't
Aaron.
personally go to that level of scumbag. It just,
Aaron.
I don't know. I like
But it's like, you don't. This is why this is so fucking disingenuous. It's like, You don't have to go to the level he is. He's going to that level. Just ignore it and keep on doing what you're doing. But what you're doing by going, we're done with it, we're not going to talk about Chad anymore. What you're doing is going like, please drop this. Please drop this. And I don't think Chad's going to drop it, regardless. Like, you're going to become his lolcow now. You said to him, you're not a lolcow, you're a lol farm. And you said you were going to bring him to his knees, and you were going to, like, you said all this, man. So this is crazy for you to be like, we're going to, right when he threatens his ex-wife stuff. This is hard to watch. $3, but a lot pay more, and it's going up to $8. Okay. That's a weird number.
Having a life outside my show. I don't like living.
You had no problem digging up my arrest record from the credit card. You had no problem digging up fake allegations on.
Yeah, but that's about you. I mean, I do see both sides of this argument. Like, if we're attacking each other, then April should be fair game, Chad should be fair game, and Aaron should be fair game. But you got to know, when you start doing this shit, people they're gonna find out about you. I can't help, what we call it here, Agent O, which is the collective of the fans who send me dirt on people. Agent O at nobodylikesonions.com. Send me all your shit. And you have my pledge to keep it anonymous, and I have a reputation for that. Not spilling out sources who don't want to be spilled out. So you got to know that when you deal with somebody in those circles over at MLC with Brennan and Levy, the old Stern crew, mixed in with all the new Opie and Anthony dopes, you got a bunch of savage, into their rope loose units who are for sure gonna do some shit and dig up some dirt and uncover some skeletons and rattle some bones. You know what I mean? Everybody knows the credit card shit. There was no digging. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, chat, they're both being bitches. It's like all this information is known now. There's no new information being given out, and you're all trembling scared. Chad's acting like a reactive little baby because of it all. And has who? Oh, what the fuck happened? Sorry, hold on. Lost my chat. The other thing, it's obvious that Aaron, it's obvious Aaron is taking Gino's side and now Kumia's, and therefore be against Kevin. Everybody hates this Gino guy, right? I don't really know Gino. They essentially are saying the same generic radio war stuff about each other, but with all new Chad stuff. Has A&A admitted to Adderall abuse yet? Wow. Everyone knows the credit card shit. Okay, we're caught up, I think. Sorry about that.
On me. You had no problem saying I threatened some woman to kill herself. You had no problem going there. You had no problem doing that. You did it nonstop for 2 months. You're the biggest scumbag of them all. Of them all. You put your family out there, dude. Don't try to act like you're above this.
It and letting it make me toxic or whatever. So when they start talking about, we're going to bring his ex-wife on, and they're talking about your kids and stuff like that, I think for your family's sake, you just got to.
So the rumor is they faked him out. The rumor is MLC guys are like, we're going to bring on Imholt's ex-wife to pimp her book out. And as soon as they did that, Aaron freaked the fuck out. Was like, guys, we're going too far here. It's like, oh. So if that's true, it's very funny.
Tap out of people like that. You just got to go,
By the way,
know what? You guys go ahead and do that. If that's.
He does this. He's going to do this like 4 times. This is how. I'm done. I'm tapping out. He's a little act out here. This is you admitting defeat. You can't handle it. You're not built for this, dude. I told you. I warned you. You're not built for this. and keep saying to your kids, what did I ever say bad about your kids except you're a deadbeat father and they're not April's kids? What have I said about...
Right. I mean, that's all I've heard. And if that's all he's saying, it's like, this is very basic bitch insults. If Chad, again, if I had kids and Chad said that about me, I'd be like, April knows they're not her kids. She's aware. By the way, so am I, because I'm hollowing her out like a canoe nightly. I mean, these aren't scary insults. These aren't hard slams. These aren't gotcha moments. And these guys are acting like, again, on both sides, they're acting insane. Chad's going like, that's what you get, bitch. And it's like, what? And Aaron's like, that's too much. And it's like, what? This is nothing. So there's something more to this. I'm telling you. This is either April in Aaron's ears telling him to shut it down now because she can't take it and be part of this show like this. I'm not saying it. That's definitely what's happening, but it feels to me because this doesn't check out. This is not... A dude doesn't get upset at any of this. Chad gets upset, but he's blocking me for nothing. So he's out of calibration. Chad doesn't count as a person. But Aaron seemed level-headed. Now he's flipping out and like, we're done with this. And April's also being very emotional during this segment. So my instinct is that this is all April going, shut this down or I'm not going to be a part of the show. And if April left the show, everybody would know why. And then that would be a huge win for Chad and he'd rub it in more. Like, there's so many dynamics at play here. And Imholt's kind of backed into a corner if April's giving him the ultimatum, like, shut this down. I thought we were going to do a fun topical morning show. And it's like, he started radio wars with people. And he started radio wars with people that invented radio wars. So how do you think this is going to play out? You know what I mean?
Your kids individually. What have I never said anything. Those are Ashley's kids. That's all I said. That's it. So quit trying to manipulate this.
That's what you want to be known for, and that's the audience you want to attract.
Seems like he's going to send Chad a cease and desist.
Fun.
I doubt it.
I've got a growing show. My audience keeps getting bigger.
No, it's
and
not.
We like having.
There's no fight. I'm telling, like I've been through a million of these legal wars. There's no. I've been doing this since 2005. I've been through this 17 times. He's got nothing to stand on. And Imholt, if it's true that he's running out of money, which is what someone on the Reddit said. I don't know how that's true because he beats a drum for $500 every day. Plus, he's getting his YouTube money. But he might be spending it all on sweet intro graphics. Who knows? Banners aren't cheap at that large file format. But there's not a legal leg to stand on here. This would be a complete waste of money. Hollowing her out like a canoe is the most Minnesota thing I've ever heard. Chad's a psychopath. Aaron is a nutbag. Cease and desist isn't this power move Aaron's making it out to be. And yeah, it's probably only a cease and desist. I don't think it's anything. No legal stand. Yeah, there's nothing. I mean, there's nothing. For any of them to pretend like they have anything on anybody, like... Even if you did, what are you going to get? You admit Chad's poor and rides a bike, every day. And then, what are you going to take from Steel Toe? All the banners? You got to go to Corey Adams' house and be like, this is ours now?
Time. And it was, I will say this, it was a good time going back and forth with Kevin for a while there. There's something in Kevin's brain. It's the same thing that causes him to blow up all his spots, kill his career, not be as successful as everyone around him, and causes his bitterness. And that is...
Sweetie, baby.
He's got 3 kids, a house, and a wife. Kids will make you poor as fuck. Yeah, now he's burning the bridge with Kevin. He's burning the bridge with Bob. Like, this is bad, man.
Baby, sweetie, like you like to call everybody. Sweetie. He's done it all in the career. His career, he did it all already.
You remember earlier this week when when Aaron was like, it's a shame Patrick's just tuning into this now because it's all kind of done. It's like, bitch, I got here just in time to eat. Y'all motherfuckers been milling around having drinks while somebody set the table. I got here when the turkey hit the table. I'm ready to eat. This shit's getting carved up now. I love it. I have a nose for these things. I'm telling you, man. Canoe is what Brennan calls Gino's girlfriend. What? Keanu. Brennan hates her. All right.
You've managed to get fired from every radio show, and now you're broadcasting on YouTube from your basement. Sweetie.
Can you please, hold on, somebody said, can you please touch your background to prove it's not a compound media setup? Okay. So this piece is very loose. This is how it works. It's all very real. We can light it up if you guys want a little ambiance. What color do we want to light up the old logo tonight? The chat picks. Let's go red because this does feel should we do the wall too? Why not? Should we light it all up? I expect a lot of donations for that. You did jump in right at the right time for this retard beef. Yeah, imagine wasting 4 months of your life on this. No. Like, imagine just being able to come in here at the end of it and clean up. This is great.
He can't have fun. It has to be like all the way personal, awful. And here's the gross thing about Kevin.
I mean, yeah, this is the guy who gets hit too hard during a fight, and he's like, hey, man, I thought we were just playing. It's not a good look.
I'm not the first one to say this, but Kevin likes to talk about how people are getting him canceled and about how people are talking about his family. Kevin's the only one who does that.
I don't know anything about his family.
Yeah, like Kevin's the only one who does that and then projects it on everyone else. And then on top of that, when you let a cancer like Chad,
he can't help himself to get like his digs in on me. He's washing his hands and walking away, but he still got to get a couple digs on the way out.
Troll you?
Dig.com.
That's bad news too.
I'm not controlling anybody. We're having fun, baby. I think it's hilarious how you're just fucking folding again because we're gonna have your ex-wife on to promote her book. You're just folding.
I mean, he took his own show, threw it in the toilet.
This is bad,
to have
dog.
Jake Hudson on, and the guy who got us swatted, by the way. And for no other reason than he's mad at Steel Toe. He's obsessed with Steel Toe. He can't help himself, and he's willing to destroy his own program to what? To say I suck? Kevin, you've been saying I suck for 6 months.
We haven't been saying it for 6 months. You came into our lives 6 months ago and just want to shut the fuck up.
Is there a video of him getting swatted? That'd be fucking interesting to see.
And the show's just getting bigger. Our show is blowing.
Do I think I could beat up Aaron? He boxes, right? I don't know. The thing about me is I'm 6'5", 300 and something pounds. So, like, I'm a gigantor. The other thing about me is I'm not good at fighting. So factor those two things together and then, do the math. I may not be professional at fighting, but if I ever get a chance to restrain you, it's over. Like, if I can get your hands locked, your arms locked, if I can sweep your feet and get you on the ground, it's probably over. There's no, but if he's muscular and look, I'm not pretending to be the best fighter. I don't plan on fighting anyone. I heard that Aaron wouldn't go to this DabbleCon thing because Chad said he was going to show up there. Chad said he wanted to get booked in Minnesota to do the comedy club. It all sounds like Chad's ready to be very violent with Aaron. That's not, I don't live in a world where That's how men behave. Now, I understand that if I get into a thing with Chad, Chad may hunt me down and beat the shit out of me. But I could also just wait until he's had a few, and then from what I've seen, he loses fights with the wall.
The fuck up. All these comics you talk about, they're watching our show. They're literally watching us.
I think people get it.
I don't ever understand, like, what the likes of us have done to anybody to, like, warrant that type of behavior.
You can call me Nannerpuss.
65 videos you've made on us. And,
Right.
And all the
I mean, that's such an insane statement by April. I don't know what we could have done to make him behave like this. It's like, it was only fun because of how reactive he is. It was only fun because of how much you were able to stir him up and rile him up. And then when you played with the snake so much that it bit you, you're like, "Wait, what was that about?" Like, knock it off with this shit. You know, I'd have more respect if you didn't try to frame it in this way that you're like virtuous or have. You should have come out and gone, "Hey, I didn't know this is what I was getting into. Like, my private life's my private life. My kids aren't worth this. My ex-wife's not worth this. I don't want to do this. So, Chad, we're sorry. We're having radio fun with you. Our bad. We apologize." Like, that would be more adult, and I'd have more respect for, honestly. Like, think about it. What is there to make fun of with that? You lost and shit. But, like, okay, fair enough. And by the way, don't go forward picking a fight with another fucking show. You know? Because, like, this is nothing. Again, these guys are acting like we're playing hardball over here at MLC. It's like they're not doing shit. I've been in this podcast world, again, like people have tried to tow my car, get me fired back when I had a job, like all kinds of shit. Like, this is nothing. This is nothing. So don't go looking for other hornets' nests to stomp on, because it'll be embarrassing, because this is nothing. Aaron didn't go to DabbleCon because he can't do stand-up and he's terrible. April said she refused to show up at DCon if Chad was going to maybe come. Yeah, that's what makes me believe that April's behind all this. And again, that's going to strain their personal relationship the more and more this show goes on, because they're in their infant stages. And the bigger their audience get, the rougher it's going to get. Just being able to lean on someone when you're way bigger is a huge advantage. Also, you'd probably be gassed immediately. That dude talked about bombing so bad he would never he never wanted to do stand-up again. He gave it up. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd be gassed immediately. I'm all right. Look, I'm not in any peak physical condition by any fucking means, but I'm bigger. The thing is, I'm a lot bigger than most people, so it's like, we'll see. I'll take a coin flip.
It's also, I'm fat, I'm a loser, I'm homeless. What else?
It's like, again, Chad takes all that stuff to heart and really wants to, like, get back. Like, I'm fat and a loser. Like, okay. Like, I can't imagine letting that raise my heart rate.
Chad beat me. How are you guys so, like, in the dark about this?
Because typically, if I think somebody sucks, I just don't listen to them.
Yeah.
Where's the jokes?
I don't even talk about them. I don't think about them when I turn anything off.
She's a liar. The other morning, I went live, and she was watching my YouTube, and they watch everything I do. Everything they do. These two are liars. You guys actually belong together. Two liars.
So here's my stand.
Yeah, they screenshotted her. She was in Chad's chat talking. So, there's a lot of cope going on, man.
It's on Chad and Kevin.
Harry, watch this.
I wash my hands of
He's
those
washing his hands
miserable
again.
fucks.
The second time he's done it.
You want to talk about, ex-wives and children and shit like that? That's where I just look at you and go, "You're too far gone. You're lost."
Are we?
I'll do my fun show. And look, people like this.
What's so fun about this show? Are we too far? We're having fun. We love it.
What do you mean? No, she wasn't. Eliza, you got it. Is it Elza? It's Elza Belza. Correct? No, she wasn't what? You got to be more thorough because you're on a delay. Oh, J-check. Aaron's threatening Bob is the most telling thing. If you get defensive and start lashing out with your allies, it feels like there's self-hate. Yeah, so Aaron texted Bob Levy, and all the texts are up in the Reddit where Aaron's like freaking out. And he's like texted Bob Levy, hey man, you better get your boy Chad in check. We wanted to do a fun show. Our audience likes a fun show, but Chad's taking it too far, and I'm not going to be responsible for any blowback that comes and hits you and Kevin. Kevin and Chad are taking this too far, and this blowback is going to hurt you, implying legal trouble for Bob Levy. And, of course, Bob Levy just took that straight to the internet like a fucking winner and laughed at Steel Toe. So this is all going. So now Steel Toe's joining Kumia, but Kumia is on the outs with Kevin, Brennan, and Chad and all these people from MLC. But I know how those circles go, and Kumia doesn't really hold grudges, and Kevin always fucking comes around. So, like, those guys will be back on each other's shows. They always have fights, and they always end up getting back together. So let's make predictions for Steel Toe lasting on Kumia's network. I guarantee he'll be talking about Chad again soon, and I guarantee you that Kumia is going to have Kevin Brennan on, and I look forward to a Kevin Brennan Steel Toe fight on the Kumia network. Like, I'm telling you, it's coming. It's coming. Hit like.
You're so
help out the
bothered by
algorithm.
We love it. This is such enjoyment to watch you just fold.
Kumi is on his
problem
knees
is
hiring
oxygen is
Steel
their
Toe.
food.
Time to finish him.
And even when you're making fun of them and giving them you're giving them that oxygen.
By the way,
that
Aaron loves to pretend like he's smarter than everyone in the room. He loves pretending he's a salesman. This guy is a total salesman.
they live on.
And she's in like complete shame mode looking down. Like, this is bad. This doesn't look great.
You want to watch them go nuts? Take away the.
How did they go on from this into a fun, light show? That's what I want to know. I got to know, like, how it picks up after this. Like, anyway, we're rolling calls.
Oxygen.
Oh.
Don't address them. Don't talk about them. Nothing.
Okay.
If you're going to.
What's the over-under that he will never bring me up again? What do you guys say in the chat?
I mean, 100% he's going to.
Again. He's moving on. He's done. He's already done this routine. He did it like a month and a half ago when Opie chimed in. So I say I give this guy 4 days and he's back in the game. He's back in the game because he can't help himself. His narcissism, he's an ego.
So after this, they did like another Waka Waka 4-hour show.
Like a fool. There's so many examples of him look like a fool. Him going on that guy's comedy show and getting booed off stage and the audience saying no one likes you. That there's a reason why your wife left you. You getting beat up in a boxing match. It's like, yeah, exactly. He has no other content. He could be promoting his ex-wife.
See, this stuff is so fucking, again.
Uncle Chad will come.
This is the stuff that makes Chad look insane when they're like, he has no other content. It's like, say a lot of whatever you want about Steel Toe. He has a lot of other content. That's what he does. He does a morning show with other content. Now, I haven't seen any of it recently, but, that's his whole thing. Do some show prep. We do topics. You won't believe what Joy Behar did.
Come in. What's it say? He'll be talking to Chad before I launder my
pantaloon.
This video is fantastic. Clip it. Get this to him.
Moody said this is the sanest I've seen Chad.
Opie and Anthony both suck.
Yeah, Moody, you missed it earlier. I said, like, now he's free to, like, be funny. He's got a little wind in his sails. A little bit of that confidence back. So now he can actually, like, be funny and, like, he's kind of on the offensive. He's winning. So, like, this is the Chad we like. He's landing points. He almost seems sober. when he gets flustered by, the past few months of Steel Toe just ripping him apart, he's got blinders on, he's seeing red, he's just screaming. You couldn't set this Chad to an instrumental rap beat. It would be no good.
Level, and believe me, the level you've gone to has been addressed.
Oh, yeah?
And I will say this to Icarus over there at MLC.
Come here.
You flew a little too close to the sun.
Did we?
But I wanted to.
Yeah, I have a feeling this is all going to come back and bite Aaron really hard. This is bad.
Have some fun. I wanted to have a
We're
good
having
time.
a good time.
They wanted to take it to that level. I don't play that shit.
There it is. Third time. He's done. He's done. He doesn't play it. We took it a little too far. Here comes the fake threats. Oh, Aaron. You realize how
he talks to Bob like Bob's got a lot to learn.
You don't get any more.
Yeah, I mean, Aaron came into this world and started doing very well on YouTube, but you can tell like he's in over his head right now. It's again, I like the guy. I happen to like the guy. I'm a fan of Steel Toe, but this is cope, and this is like we all can see through it. April is pissed. This is very cringe, and you're losing. Like you do lose this fight. Just say you lose this fight. If Aaron pays child support, he should let Chad help the ex sell books. It'll make his child support lower. I don't think she's selling enough of those books to buy anybody dinner.
For me. So
very niche.
I'm gonna go ahead and be done with them. You guys can do whatever you want. Fine.
Hey guys, seriously, clip this.
I'm taking my balls and going home.
Well, I mean, I want this video to come back to haunt him because it will.
And Ed says Aaron is soft. That's fine.
You are.
That's fine.
I don't know how that's soft. Like going after somebody's children is absolutely
How
not
did we
okay.
go-
They're not part of this.
It's just insane. You don't get to come back after 5 months and go, hey, these are the rules. It's like, no. Again, you used all the hyperbole with him. We're going to crush you. We're going to ruin you. You're falling apart. Your life's over. Like all this stuff. And Chad said he sent you a text and said, don't do this. You don't want to do this. And you laughed at him and ignored it. And it's like, all right. By the way, I did the same thing to Butch Bradley. I go, I'm not going to ask you again for this, and you're not going to like the next thing that happens. And he went, oh, what? And I just never responded. But when someone tells you that, by the way, like they're trying to tell you something. Now, again, if I was fighting with Chad and he said that to me, I'd be like, take your best shot. I don't have anything that like get an ex-girlfriend, I guess, or get, what do you want to do here? There's nothing you can do to me that I already don't think worse about myself about. I promise. So, like, dig up all the bones. And the thing about Aaron is we've already dug up all the bones. Everybody already knows about it, and you're still tapping out. It's like, now's the time to be like, fuck you. Go ahead. Air it all out. You got to know that his ex-wife going on MLC will be a giant mistake. They'll use her for every bit of information, and then they'll fucking just light her on fire. It's very weird. But again, Aaron would do better in my book to come out and go like, hey, we're a fun, wacky morning show. We're not trying to be serious and play ball like the big boys. And this was a mistake. And Chad's getting too personal. I can't handle it. I'm tapping out. For April's sake, for our relationship's sake, for mental health, and for our other fans, we're trying to build a fun morning show. I don't want to do that. I made a mistake picking on Chad. This was my bad, and we're going to move on. Sorry, Chad. We give up. Like that honestly I'd have more respect for. I just would. Wait till Aaron says, I'll take my W's now. He can't take an L. If you're in over your head, just say, okay, we're done. You can't be tough while you're backing down, really, bitch behavior. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is like the worst way to handle this in every facet. By the way, then you're threatening Bob Lee. Like it all comes together like, ugh.
World.
Please explain.
And then Aaron told me today on Twitter that he wasn't threatening anybody with lawsuits or anything. So it's like, I don't know what to believe anymore. What's going on?
How I went after your children. April, I think you guys have selective memory or audience manipulation. What have I said bad about Ashley LaRue's children? And you should be saying Ashley LaRue's children. Those are her kids. What did I say bad? I said she was a great mom. She has a great husband. She's writing these great books. I've never said anything bad about those kids. I did say you're not the mother, and I did say he's a deadbeat father and a piece of shit.
Yeah, because they all keep using really blanket language, like, you drug my kids into this. It's like, did he just say that they're not your kids, April? Again, this is nothing.
I did say that. I kind of went after you guys. I just want to clear it up before we move forward.
Old.
I'm going to say this, Ed. Aaron's just more of an adult.
Are you?
And more of an entertainer and more of a guy who does a show. So we'll start the show with this. The title of the show is No Country for Old Men. That's kind of cute. I watched the movie last night.
Now he's funny.
But then I wake up this morning to a tweet. Of course, not a personal text, a tweet. Yeah, Six String Man says, would you say you're out of the Kevin Brennan business? I'll say this. Yeah, I think that's a good line that Anthony came up with, but it's also better for your career.
Oh, he already had to cuck it up to Anthony. He couldn't get through this without sucking up to Anthony.
To be out of the Kevin Brennan business, I believe. Delco Lou says Chad isn't worth your time. Chad's a nobody. Yeah. Kevin's a nobody. We're moving on past them. And I think that's...
Yeah, that's a cop-out. It's such a cop-out. When you start losing, you tap out. When you make fun of him for being sensitive for months, and the minute you get sensitive, you're like, we're bigger than this. It's like, okay.
If people really listen to the show and believe this guy, you guys are dumb. You're just fucking idiots. I don't want you listening to my show. I have more respect for the people that listen to the show than...
Now he's taking my material.
People that actually is entertained by this guy. Now, if you're entertained like I am for all the wrong reasons, then okay, you're allowed. But this guy is such a bullshit artist. It's unbelievable.
It doesn't look good.
Problem that they're having. Someone else saying us getting the compound offer broke Kevin. Of course it did. Of course it did.
We made fun of you.
We're on our way up. They're in their sick.
Compound's a sinking ship. We're making fun of you that you think...
You also got to remember, man, the same people you meet on the way up the ladder are the motherfuckers you're going to meet on the way back down. So it's insane to just, again, be a guy who's been doing this for a couple years, 1 year with your woman, and she's already putting her foot down about this mild AF radio war. And, yeah, I mean, this is just sad. It's just sad. How do you think the future plays out from here? Now, look, if you just stay in your lane and do cornball topics and keep going down that morning show route, fine. That's clearly what you want. I mean, you're doing a 6 a.m. show, so you want that morning show audience. But you guys are playing with fucking rattlesnakes. Mud sharks, baby.
It's a big deal.
This is their retirement plan. Of course that's going to hurt them, but stare at your own mortality. Don't get jealous of me. So, at any rate...
How are you spinning this you quitting into being them jealous? What's going on? This is crazy amount of spin.
I text Bob yesterday to tell him, hey, there's going to be some blowback to people messing with people's families.
There's going to be some blowback to people messing with people's families. Again, how's he messing with them? If your wife wants to come on and promote her book, she's allowed, and it's allowed to be talked about that you have children. You look like a bitch right now, dude. Imagine texting Bob Levy that.
There was blowback with a guy, what do you call it, swatting us.
By the way, I've been in a fight with Bob Levy about the Butch Bradley thing. We had a whole thing. He called me, he texted me, he was screaming at me, and I was just like, fuck off, and we just went our separate fucking ways. But neither one of us acted like a little bitch about it, and I don't really know him, so how can I be that mad? And then I started watching all these clips, and I'm like, all right, he's kind of fucking funny.
Like, there's blowback to that. So
I was never a Stern guy, so I've never really watched Levy.
Okay.
I wrote to
Here
Bob
comes the threat.
as a friend and said, I don't want any of what's coming to affect you.
Right, you did him that courtesy because you care.
I did him the courtesy of going, Bob, and clip this, get it out there.
Get mine out there, too.
I sent Bob a text going, Kevin and Chad have lost their minds. They're obsessed with steel toe.
Holy
it's not
shit.
healthy. They can't help it.
Hold
I'm
on, we
washing
just
my
hit the
hands
goal,
of them.
guys.
But the
Wow, somebody donated $50 to Chad. Look at that.
consequences.
Holy shit, win.
I wish I had fans like that. Am I right?
Radio, $50. Never count out a mud or a shark in the mud. Thank you so much, Winbot.
Chad calls himself a mud shark because he plays in the mud.
To radio, $50. That's very, very generous. We hit the goal.
Do you think Steel Toe could take
Fucking
rears?
goal, son. All right, let's listen to this bullshit artist spin it.
Is of them talking about kids and family and shit like that.
What, Aaron, I know you're going with this fake narrative. What have I said bad about the kids? What have I said bad? What have I said bad about your ex-wife? I praised her. I feel bad. I feel like she's a victim. So I was like, I feel bad for this woman. She went through hell. She has 5 fucking kids. Her passion is writing these books. So I'm going to sell some fucking books.
I don't want the blowback.
Yeah, he's
'cause I know
not
the
doing
blowback
anything
that's coming.
crazy.
What's the blowback? I have an attorney on retainer still. There's nothing you can do. There's not a damn thing you can do except make false threats.
I was Aaron's
the
fan. He
blowback?
insulted our intelligence. This
And
is
if
all
I'm threatened,
flipping,
would I be
man.
doing
Wow.
this right now? I want whatever blowback you think there is. Your audience may try to fool a couple people in the audience, but we know you're full of shit.
You
So
get
bring on the
nothing.
blowback.
You
I don't
lose.
want that blowback.
Good
to
day,
impact
sir.
Bob goes on his one of the 9,000 podcasts he does and goes,
Wow, he's got all these little
Oh, well,
insults
Steel Toe
now.
Oh no.
you go,
Oh, Bob, you know better than
Bob.
that.
Yeah, he goes, yeah,
You know that's not
Steel Toe
true.
threatened me. Well, here's the problem. I don't think Bob wants the genuine interaction. I think Bob does 20 shows, and Bob's desperate for material.
Sounds
And
familiar.
in his desperation for material, he doesn't really give a shit if he has, if he burns.
Dude, how many shows you do? You do 5 shows a week, 4 at night. Who's desperate?
So hold on. He's making fun of how bad a daddy is, not making fun of the kids. It's because he said April wasn't a real woman because she doesn't have kids. Bet. What's because of that? I don't know what's going on. People love just typing predicates of sentences into the chat. And you have to know, I'm 30 seconds ahead by the time you get it, by the time it gets to my...
From material.
Burns a friend or he burns someone
Wow,
else.
that's too bad.
I send Bob a text that says, I don't want the blowback for what these 2 assholes that you've decided to work with are doing. I don't want it to affect.
Yeah, but that's low-key begging. What you meant by that text is, hey, man, you might want to rein in your boys. If you can't get control of Chad, and then they just went to it and laughed about it. That's why he's backing down. I bet that's a personal insult to many women. Maybe she doesn't want kids. She might be in her 20s, you know. This is his second wife, so he if everybody's saying he rescued her from a factory floor, so she was probably working in a factory, listening to him in the morning on the radio, dreaming about, I bet I could do radio. I don't know. Everyone said she was working in a fucking factory when he started cheating on his wife with her. But that's just what people say. I don't know.
What is that, a mafia threat? Yeah, here in Minnesota, we're big on the mafia.
He's so condescending and smug.
Condescending.
It bothers me for how you look.
No, Aaron and I are just a couple people who like living a life after the show.
April.
Can't live the show.
You started all of this, you two. You realize you did all of this. Kevin and I, none of us were talking about you. Nobody was talking about you. You're the one who did all of it. You're the problem, Aaron. I hope, if some attorney's watching this, this is Exhibit A. He's the problem.
care to know how many kids somebody has,
Yeah.
how many exes they've got, and
Right.
what they're doing, and
But it's all right
none
to
of
dig
that.
up
Whatever we can't
an
see on
arrest
these cameras,
report.
and
It's all right to
online,
dig
it
up
doesn't matter.
internet bullshit.
So-
yeah, got it.
And I appreciate everything everyone's saying. It's very nice. But I just, like, my show moves on from shit when it's not fun anymore. And
Nannerpuss.
has a jealous streak and goes, well, I'm going to talk about his family and his children and everything else. I don't associate with people like that. So if you want to go down that
You
road,
are bothered. We're on the side of your ex-wife.
It's so insane to go, I don't associate with people like that. It's like, again, it's not associating. You are attacking him on your, you do. You attacked him for 5 months. You do associate with people like that. He hasn't changed. He's always been a guy who was going to do this to you. So now you're like, never mind. But you're not saying that. You're saying, he's a loser. We won. Da 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 da. No. Beg him to stop. If you, again, have the fucking professionalism to be like, hey man, we fucked up. Like, this isn't the game I wanted to play. Sorry. That's what you should say. And this would all be over. And it wouldn't have to be, 30 minutes of you coping with this L. Like, it's perfectly respectable to be like, hey man, I run a business. We're trying to get something, going, and I don't want to slum it with savages. Please don't come after my ex-wife or my kids or mention us. That's not the game I want to play. My bad. Sorry, Chad. We're moving on. That's just all you got to do.
That's the only thing. That's the only problem here. We have her back. That's the only issue going on. There's no taking it too far. We did nothing wrong. We promoted her book. We said she was a lovely lady, a good woman. And
Losing
we
a lot
just
of
wanted to
respect for
point
Aaron
out
during this
to April,
exchange.
those aren't her
He's
children.
fronting and not being honest at all. He's
and
trying to be
Aaron's a
unbothered.
deadbeat.
Very unlike his brand and image.
Holy shit, it worked. How did it work, Moody?
Woman.
Sorry, guys. This is a very big moment in our life. So Moody must have gotten the thing working over at nobodylikesonions.com/tips, where if you now tip $3.33 or above, it will read the tip out in Ty Rivera's voice. Hold on, though. I haven't changed anything, and it just started working, so you must have done something. That was cool. We're looking for another one of those. $3.33 over at nobodylikesonions.com/tips. Moody can tell you how to make Ty read the voice. You tip $3.33 and above, and you just start your message with Ty : and then whatever you want to be read, and it'll automatically do it. Fuck, that's cool. And we're gonna get one made of Chad. So if you want to make Chad read out something in Chad's voice, AI voice like that, that'll be great.
Job over him in a shitty market. He has a history of this stuff. The guy's a piece
That's
of
cool.
shit.
fine. I'm out of the business.
Clap your hands.
I'm going to do my
Wash your
show.
hands.
I'm going to do
Very important to
the
have
show that
Ty
keeps growing, the show that
colon in
people
all
like.
lowercase when you do
this
it.
is the-
Nobodylikesonions.com/tips.
I'm out of the business. I'm done. I'm moving on. He's going to do his show.
To do that. Brandon says, yeah, that's
That
not
was
comedy.
great.
They don't do comedy.
Where's the comedy?
They don't. They do a bitch fest for 2 hours.
What are you doing right now? You're complaining. There's no comedy going on. Quit pretending you're the.
Look at April's face. Like, they're so
And I
upset.
wonder why they just get the same.
She's been like this the whole show.
More people.
Because there's a limited audience that's into that stuff.
It's growing.
And they don't do it because they think they're helping an ex or
Right.
like helping these children or helping
Yeah.
sell books either. They
The
do it because
fuck
they're trying
I'm
to get under
not.
Aaron's skin. They do it because they're trying to be shitty. You're not helping any.
Ain't gonna be shitty.
Yeah, this is her, man. Listen to it. So now she's like, they're not doing it to help or sell books. It's like, of course he's not. Do you think Chad's into helping children and sell books for a small-time author? These are shit books. This is not a good thing. Like, what? Who cares? Hey, they're just trying to make Aaron. It's working. Just how you guys found all the things that got to Chad, he found the thing that gets to you. And he's just getting it. And you're playing into it. You guys were pros 2 days ago. What happened? What happened?
You're not helping.
She's only
anybody.
28, they're saying.
What do you think you're doing? You're not being funny. Thank you, Aaron, for
Yeah,
putting
that
me
was
on your radio
crazy
show.
what she
You're
just
so
did.
host.
Like,
Thank you
this is
much
so
for
embarrassing. And he
exposing
doesn't like it either.
me.
Look at
Can't
him.
wait for
This is going to
our
cause a
upcoming
rift
divorce.
between
That's
them, I fear.
inevitable.
Anybody, and it's
Right.
definitely not going to be good for you in the long
Well,
run.
and I
yeah?
can't believe that there would be someone so stupid that they would watch what those guys are doing and go, what? They're just trying to help somebody.
I don't know.
No, they're not trying to help anybody.
It doesn't help
Yeah.
raise children either.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah, we need to make our own form, Moody, that can post to that and make that all happen on our own page.
But really, you just look like a Chad Zumock, a.k.a. a stuttering John.
You're the next stuttering John.
By the way, all these guys just keep calling each other the next stuttering John. Again, I don't come from that world, so I don't really understand the reference. I get it. He's like the big unself-aware loser, but like, why don't you guys get a new thing? Like, you're the next stuttering John. No, you're the next stuttering John. No, he's just upset because he's the next stuttering John. It's like, find a better fucking insult. You dorks. You all sound like dorks. Stephanie says, steel toe. We don't associate with people who air out deeply personal off-air stuff. Also, steel toe. Here's a complete rap sheet and videos airing out deeply personal arrests. Yeah. Again, they're different because those are about Chad, but like everything about dragging his kids in is like just mentioning that he has kids and like telling April they're not her kids. Which, unless she's adopted him, none of this is incorrect. And again, it's not. These aren't big ones for me, so I don't understand why everybody's freaking out.
Jealous of you. There's nothing about you, anything in your life I'm jealous of. There's not one thing. There's not a goddamn thing I'm jealous of you. I swear to God. Clip this, Aaron. Nobody's jealous of you. You can pretend. I love your delusion. Your delusion's unbelievable. And if you really believe it. Wow, you need some help, but nobody's jealous. Just don't ever say that again.
The whole thing.
It's been a huge disappointment
yeah.
to see Kevin be that person.
D. Gulag says, I love those guys, Chad aside, but yeah, they were being pretty gross yesterday. They're not good people.
Okay.
And I gave Bob the benefit of the doubt, and I said, look, Bob, I know that you're not going to confront these guys. You don't have it in you. But I don't want any. That doesn't mean I want any of the blowback from this to hit you.
You don't have it in you? Wow.
With Bob. He met Bob 2 months ago. Bob never knew who the fuck he was up until 2 months ago. I've known Bob Levy for almost 20 years at this point. Kevin's known him forever too. You're not our equal, dude. So quit acting like you're in this. You backdoored yourself in. Bob just happens to be a nice guy, and you did the dumb mistake by threatening him. That was a stupid.
There's a lot of tension between him and his wife.
I still don't want any of the blowback to hit Bob, but I think he values.
Aaron, look at me. Clip it.
This is so bad.
Bring this blowback you're threatening me with. Bring it. I want the blowback. Quit being so vague. Bring this upcoming blowback that will not happen. If it does happen, I welcome it. I would love to go to a court with you and watch you lose and all the money from people to your dumb lawyer in the court systems. Bring on the blowback.
I think he values me more as a podcast bit than he does as any kind of friend, and I misplayed that. That's my fault.
That's true, and that's also why you don't get any of these things via a personal message or a text. You get it via a public tweet because everyone needs the juice off of it.
Yeah, so...
By the way, this is the same thing Aaron's been, like, DMing me, like, hey, I'm really enjoying the back and forth. It's so radio-y. I can't.
There's a clip of Kumia the other day on a show reading all the text messages he got from Aaron. So, that's what you do in broadcasting. Yeah, bring it. We don't lie. We're honest. We tell the truth, which you're incapable of doing.
Look, I thought we were doing a podcast and having fun and doing a show and everything else. Chad, we know, is a psychopath and a lunatic. We know that. That comes baked in the cake, if you will.
Based.
Mud shark, bitch.
I'm the mud shark, bitch.
Sorry.
You just got butthurt because we were making fun of you, and we were going to have your ex-wife on to promote her book. That's it. That's it. That's it. Yeah, Admiral Dewey. That's all it is. You got butthurt. You're so easy to exploit. It's not that I didn't want to go after you. At first I did. I was like, here, I've seen so many of you guys just come and go. You come and you disappear in obscurity.
You come and go. You come and go.
I legitimately move on. And these people, they think they're in my league. They think they can play this. And I warned them. I'm like Bill Bixby when he's David Banner. Don't make me angry.
All these guys are comic book nerds too. I
You're
can't.
out of the business. I don't believe you. You're a narcissist. You'll be back in. So last time you said you were out, I said, well, good. I'm going to double down. Well, now I'm tripling down.
You did. Oh God, Ed. He goes, you did technically threaten him. You just used the word blowback instead. No, I said there's going to be
not a threat.
There's going to be blowback for Chad and Kevin
Bring
for
it!
what's going on here.
Nannerpuss.
It was just he didn't go.
By the way, these fake threats may work on your ex-wife, but it's not working out. So bring the blowback.
Oh, whether it's fear or whatever it is, Bob just didn't go, hey guys, we shouldn't do this. This isn't fun. This isn't a good show. So yeah, that's not a.
Yeah, Bob didn't go, how about we stick to Aaron and his performance?
Ed goes, isn't that a threat though? No.
You got a sub. You're a funny dude. Oh wow, thank you, man.
And Chad are going to face blowback.
Please sub and like.
I don't want it.
It means a lot. Sub, like, hit the bell. All that stuff really means a lot.
Munchers over there at MLC.
Just playing the game, a small podcast. Just got to keep it real.
He's calling me a small brain crayon munchers. Fucking dummy. Put her back in the woods where you found her.
He's so mad that she's from the woods.
Small brain crayon munchers. I don't know if you're just a bunch of dummies over there. You're a dummy.
He's so proud. He got this donation half an hour ago, and he's putting it up again because he's so proud of it. But also, he loves these images. He's so crazy about these. He's like, these are killer. These are great.
A deadbeat husband with 3 kids. I'm not the one who's doing a fake radio show in the basement begging for money. Who's the dummy now?
Oh, no.
Who's the dummy now? Who's the dummy? Hey, dummy, I want to know why you think you're the mother of those kids when they have a fucking mother. April, I'm from Minnesota.
Jesus Christ.
This is going great.
She annoys the piss out of me.
Figure it out. Maybe pull yourself out of those circles and do better.
Yeah.
Veldrain says, I think there should be a self-awareness rating. The bottom rating is Chad Zumock. The top is Aaron Imholt. Yeah.
Wow.
Kevin assaulted Dave Landau for bringing his kids into it. What a hypocritical douche. Yeah, Kevin.
Yeah, these people aren't upstanding citizens, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kevin assaulting Dave Landau for bringing up his kids and then pretty much bringing up everybody's wife and kids. Look, the guy.
What did Kevin say about your kids? What did I say about your kids? He never even mentioned you had kids. I said you had kids.
You're
and
a big fat phony.
Where's the crime? What did I do wrong?
Yeah, I mean, he does have a point.
I know you're trying to manipulate the audience. I know a couple people are already buying your bullshit. All I said is Ashley LaRue is the mother of those kids, and she's a good woman who's raising them, period. What else you got?
Truth.
I can't be funny anymore, so I get that part. But the obsession, I don't want to be a part of it.
Wipe your hands with it.
Don't threaten Chad with blowback. He'll get excited. Bob has been using people to get on air for 20 years, says Willie. It's how he promotes and markets. Yeah, I guess that's just not conducive to, like, friendship.
Wow.
Like we said, this starts as a good back and forth for us, and that's where it starts and stops is when it's
Aaron,
a fun back and forth.
Where was the fun back and forth when I was not?
I didn't want to do it, but this earns a full-on baby shark from me.
Baby shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark do-do-do-do-do, baby shark.
Just does. This is I can't imagine waking up to this. 2 of your big guys that you look up to, Kevin Brennan and Bob Levy, have turned on you. Chad Zumock is relishing in it. And you have to kick off your show with your angry wife. She's finally smiling. But it's becoming very clear that this is what happened. And you're trying to spin it as a win as you run away from the situation, saying you've gone too far to your opponent. That's crazy that you're able to do that. Like, that's nuts what you're trying to do right now. And it's a very baby shark move. A daddy shark owns what they're trying to accomplish. They own what they're saying. And now you're going to try to spin this that Bob, Levy, and Kevin were just using you because they needed your platform to get more famous. What have we been putting in our Cheerios? Because that's nuts. Your ex-wife might be poisoning the both of you. What? Yeah, this upstart Bob Levy's just looking for a little exposure, see? Like, what the fuck are you on? God damn, it's crazy.
Half months, and you were just relentlessly. Where was the fun in that? I wasn't having fun. I didn't want to talk to you. So where was the back and forth? It was just fourth.
Right. Chad wasn't having fun when you were ripping him apart. It was fucking with him. He was broken. And you thought it was a hoot. And now you're not having fun and Chad's supposed to back off. Like, I do see his point, man. Like, fuck you guys. Because I'd probably feel the same way if I was in that situation. I'm not, because I would never get this mad about anything. This is nuts. On both your ends, by the way. This is crazy stuff.
Fourth. Back. We're out of the Chad Zumock business.
Was that an official replay?
Jumps in. Fourth. Back. Here we are. Out of the Chad and Kevin business.
We could not care less what they're doing in their personal life.
Patrick says, you all made fun of Stuttering John's kids. Incorrect. I never did. I would never. I think that's gross.
Oh, yeah. You got standards?
Every time anyone ever brought up that Stuttering John has a trans kid, I said, that ain't none of anybody's fucking business.
No, you shut up. Don't act like you're all high. You have these morals. You have this rule, this code. You're so full of shit. This guy's disgusting. He's so full of shit, this guy.
That ain't any of anybody's fucking business. And I'm sure that's been a difficult life. So that's not, yeah.
I don't know anything about any of these people's kids. I don't know if any of them have kids. I've heard of his kids, obviously.
Guess what? I don't know anything about your kids either. I just know the amount of them. That's it. Okay? So let's quit pretending. We're playing a lot of...
See, this is Red Bar said that Steel Toes broke. Now, Mike David has told the internet that I'm poor for the past 8 to 9 years. So, he's not accurate a lot. So I don't know what that means. But the chat was saying, like, because he has kids and stuff and a house, like, it adds up. But I don't know. I don't know. It's Minneapolis. I guess it depends which part, how expensive everything is. I don't know. I don't pretend to know people's finances because that seems nuts.
I'm going to pretend here. This guy is broke, by the way. Red Bar's right because he only pays $800 in child support, and that's not good. That means he doesn't have a good salary. So
$800 a month in child support? Is that a lot? That sounds like a lot. What are these kids eating and sucking on?
He's not. He likes to think he's killing it at age 36. Bitch, I was making over $100,000 a year at age 36.
Again, is never a good starting point for a flex.
Owned a condo on Lake Erie, free car, brand new car. I had everything. Everything.
Man, I could live on $800 a month.
36. You're in your basement.
And I'm the size of 3 kids, so I don't get it really.
And on YouTube, pal.
I don't know anything about Kevin's family.
After this, we are going over Jill Carlson's Facebook page. Stay tuned.
None of it.
Kevin is bitter because of his brother's success. Oh, it's so much worse than that. I mean, the jealousy of Gino, the jealousy of Chrissy, the jealousy of us. Bad news. This is not a show worth being jealous of. So I don't know. You got to figure that out for yourself. But, look, at 63, why would you? It's too late. Gum Friday says Gino called it. He said that Levy being financially tied to crazy Brennan would blow up on him.
And check it out. If things blow up between Kevin and Bob, is Kevin now going to rake Bob over the coals for all his ex-wives and shit too?
Yes.
And his kids?
100%.
Isn't that disgusting?
But, will it blow up on him? Maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, April is emotional. When she's doing these fun, light shows, she's very quiet, monotone, vocal fry. Now she's passionate, doing big hand swinging motions and stuff. Eric Stone says that Chad's basically saying, I was doing great. Now I'm a loser like you.
By the way, we're about how far are we in
April
on
is
this
very
already? 'Cause he's always
emotional.
talking about
Yeah.
He likes to do comedy. He likes to
I'm seeing it here.
fun and funny. Where are the laughs? The laughs are coming from me at this point. I'm making the show funny. So send me over some of that super chat money, Aaron. Send me over the goal. Because
Look, both of these guys have unlikable characteristics, but I still like parts of both of them. So I'm, my ass hurts a little bit from fence sitting here. But, I can't be 100% on either side because they're both doing some shitty shit here. And you're crazy to not acknowledge both people. But also, both of them are bent out of shape about nothing.
Because I'm making the show funny. Whatever you're doing right now, I'm making it better. So I need some of the goal. Send me goals. I want some of that goal money. I want to hit my goal. Bitch.
What's going on?
Sign up to if you're just tuning in, this will be up on my Patreon later on today. So let's hit the goal.
Great.
I don't care. I'm going to just
Yeah,
wash. I'm going to wash my hands.
Watch out for people who use Patreons, by the way. I don't know. Patreons are for dorks.
His hands again.
Because
he's done.
He's
moving on.
Honestly,
he's moving on.
To be associated with a show like that hurts a show like this.
Oh, yeah.
I agree, because
And
now I
don't
don't want to move forward having our name tied with that one.
Yeah. Kevin is mad that he can't stop standing in his own way. I mean,
You just lost,
that's
bitch.
just the life you made for yourself. That's just the life you made for yourself.
Chad does this fake maniacal laughing over everything too, which makes him unlikable. It's like no one laughs like this. If you're having outbursts of cackling laughter at someone being uncomfortable, it's so unreal. This is so fake and dumb. It's one thing to bust out cracking up. This isn't what that is. This is crazy laughter. This is unhealthy as fuck. Happy Day says, well, no, Aaron has so much tension with family issues. He comes to it with a chip on his shoulder. His own parents refuse to talk to him or have anything to do with him. He's got to pay for 3 kids and a house and a wife. Yeah, I mean, I do understand what you're saying. But it's he can still be good at what he's doing and he's being successful at what he's doing. Again, I find him a little bit cornball for me, but I think that'll wear off a little bit the more internet stuff he does and the more he gets away from his radio. We got to take a break soon, kind of guy. But I'll tell you this, he's got a real chasm here because he's got one foot over on the side of kumia, living his dream, and the other foot over here with this crazy family dynamic with the ex and the kids and April. Again, I think you may make a mistake when you bring your spouse on a show like this because it's again, I've had 2 girlfriends be part of shows. It doesn't work out. It's not healthy. This is a very honest format where a lot of talking gets done, especially if you do long format shows like I do. And there's a lot of honesty and little nitpicking and passive aggressiveness that comes out. And they've been having fun for a year because they're growing and they got the fun audience. But they're tangling with some real ones right now. And they're finding out They're fucking around and finding out. That's exactly what's happening. Earl is horned up as usual. He's got an ex-wife doing some shit to him, being vindictive. What is his ex-wife doing? The fact that he's in his 50s and dresses like Run DMC makes him unlikable, too. Yeah. Oh, shit. Imagine what Steel Toe is going to look like when he's 50. Probably rough. Imagine what I'm going to look like when I'm 50 next week.
We got to get out of that mud. If you
grow my beard out and be Jeremy from the goddamn quartering. Am I right, everybody?
That's what this is all for.
It's about being a mud.
Got him.
Ching. I won again. I win again. You
know what I mean? Like these are traits of psychopaths going, I win again. I win again. I get your wife. It's like these are traits of a bad guy.
You lost. You folded. You buckled. You got butthurt.
Like, are you jerking off right now? This is crazy behavior.
Showed your cards yet again, going down like a bitch and trying to pretend like you're taking the high road. There's no high road with you, pal. Over and under when he's back at it again. Because guess what, Aaron? You folding is going to make me triple down.
If I hear back from Bob today, I'll let you guys know. But
jealous of Gino.
That lying about people threatening him, that's a bad look.
So the ex-wife's book is about a husband who abandons his kids?
Yeah, nobody gives a fuck.
Doesn't he see them, though? Don't they have custody, partial?
We did it. We fucking shut this fuck down. Oh, I woke up to this. Thank you, Billy Kramer.
Skakel's a trip.
I mean, seriously, you know what? Let me put this back up again. Nobody, I hope Gino's watching because he has nothing going on in his life, so he just watches everybody's shows. Nobody's jealous of Gino. Nobody's jealous.
Yikes.
These Kumi, this is who you sign. These are the people you surround yourself with. This is your posse now. These are your posse. This is your posse. So I know you're I know you're always waving your dick around, but Kumi.
I'm Gino. We don't believe you.
You got Steel Toe, Chrissy, Frank, E-Rock, Gino, and Carl. This is what you're waving your dick with. And I just made him look like a bitch again. And it's
he abandoned his family for April? Jesus Christ.
This was the quickest victory.
That's crazy.
It was nothing. This guy, I said he was nothing from the beginning.
What does this Ashley look like? I got to see. Is she the same vibe as April?
You don't want to do this, dude. And I said, just back off now. And he wouldn't do it. I warned him. I sent him an email. I go, you don't do this. And this is here we are. Here we are. Super chat. Andy Mack. $7.99 Australian money, I think. Wait, this is the April everyone says is hot? Yikes. Yeah, well, you know what? Someone showed a photo with her, like a close-up photo. She cakes on a ton of makeup.
Every woman does that.
With her without makeup. Whoa! Thank you so much for letting me rent Patreon space on your head. And if you're just tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, you can watch this on Patreon later today.
Who needs to put their hat on straight? Me?
Ultimate Takedown. This was the emergency
or Chad
Cucks episode. I'm loving it. I loved waking up to the news, hearing that, watching him trying to own it. It was beautiful. This was a fantastic, fantastic day in podcasting. I wrote this dude, and all I had to take was his ex-wife's book. That's it. Which I'm going to do right now. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have not picked it up, go pick up Fox Point Publishing.
Is it on Amazon where we can like read the first few pages? Because, you know, Amazon lets you look inside.
Books out. I know somebody said in the chat that they picked up all 3 already. I'm doing this. The money goes to her.
Imagine
family,
this woman is writing books, animated books about you abandoning her and your children.
She doesn't have to say anything.
Jesus Christ. I can understand. It's almost worse than writing like a real book full of like stories for adults, you know, like children's illustrated books of what a piece of shit you are. Yikes.
According to Donald, he has made fun of John's kid that's trans one. I know he has. Well, see, he's a liar. The guy lies. The guy lies his ass off, and I'm glad a lot of you are seeing through it. Atticus says it's a great book. It is a fantastic book, you know. And if you have nieces,
Chad's such a
kids of your
lying
own,
piece
go
of
get
shit.
the fucking book. All right, here's a super chat coming in from Brian Clodder, $5. The tide is rising on steel toe. Then the mud shark attacks. Rest in peace, Aaron.
I had a girl tell me tonight after my set at the Comedy Store,
thought it was great to
you
pile
have
on
it
when
and
was
I
a piece of
want it.
shit, and I'm out of it. I'm on the other side. and
Nobody
I'm
believes you,
fighting back, and
Skake.
There's a reason why people are jumping on.
Cake the snake.
Brick by brick. I don't have to suck up to Kumia to do this either, guys. I'm doing it myself. That was actually funny, Chad. See, I am funny. I just made Aaron's show funny.
Wow.
And Uncle Chad laid the final nail in the coffin. Yeah, they're saying, listen, Ashley's happily married. She's got a good guy who's there for her. They added 2 additional children to the family. They're doing a great job over there.
Yeah,
keeping the
so
household
like
together, making that
basically
money.
what I
just wanna
think
be-
is like, if this is all real, like, and it sounds like your family's mad at you, steel toe, for basically fucking over your kids and your ex-wife and stuff. And like, look, I don't know the situation you were in. I can't judge that behavior. All on the surface, it all sounds horrible and looks bad. You know, anybody cheating on anybody and leaving them looks bad. I don't know the details of it. These are all internet rumors. And I, for one, know how inaccurate the rumor mill can be. So I don't want to. It's like why, Chad shouldn't get mad. And the same reason you shouldn't get mad. Like, people are going to say what they're going to say. The problem is when you start reacting and wanting to silence people and shut people up and start texting people little down low threats. Now we know there's some smoke and there might be fire because, this kind of behavior is defensive. So the same reason everyone loves to watch Chad squirm, Levy's face lights up, Brennan's face lights up. You guys have done over 50 video clips about him. All the same rules apply to you. You're in the ring with these guys. So when we see you squirm, and when I say we, I mean, these guys, it looks bad. When a new baby is born into a blended family, a young child asks her mom and stepdad how they can love each other, how they can love each of the children the same way. Chad looks like he always smells like smoked meats. I smell like smoked meats. That's the book description. Doesn't sound like a man abandoning his family story. Yeah, doesn't. So I don't know. I'm going to get out of here. Thanks so much for joining the people who joined tonight. Our membership $199. Thank you to the people who hit subscribe and the thumbs up button, the thumbs down button. Chad has gone rogue. Yeah. I've done 16 hours this week. Most of it's available on YouTube. If you want to see me getting ripped apart by steel toe, check it out. I posted a video today of me completely showing Corey Adam gaslight himself in real time. It's insane. This guy contradicts himself more than anything I've ever seen. And if you want to watch the full shows, they're up on YouTube as well. I have a super cut of Aaron Imholte completely being a narcissist and just an insane bunch of clips of him. He can't fathom that someone's never heard of him, which is nuts. It's nuts. And that's going to be premiering on the channel tomorrow at noon. You can hit the bell and get notified of that. But thanks to everybody who's been supporting and watching the channel. That's 20 hours from me this week. So we'll be back Sunday night maybe. But I got to take a break. So much to edit. Check out NobodyLikesOnions.com. Join the Overdose. Buy a shirt. Buy a hat. We got lots of great stuff. I love you all. Thanks so much.
it, melt it, grade it, chart it, point it, zoom it, press it, snap it, work it, quick erase it, write it, get it, paste it, save it, load it, write it, cut it, say it, hurt it, hurt it, like it, drop it, zip it, lock it, feel it, code it, find it, lock it, feel it, code it, lock it, suck it, feel it, code it, find it, lock it, feel it, code it, lock it, scroll it, find it, code it, find it, lock it, feel it, code it, lock it, suck it, find it, code it, find it, lock it, suck it, feel it, code it, find it, lock it, feel it, code it, lock it, suck it, feel it, code it, find it, lock it, feel it, code it, lock it, scroll it, find it, code it, find it, lock it, feel it, code it, lock it, suck it, find it, code it, find it, lock it, feel it, code and lock it, surf, surf, surf.